No portion of this program may be reproduced
Neil's coming up
without the
next.
express written permission of WQAM BZ Broadcast Group Incorporated.
Wow.
Yeah. Hell happened
I hear
there.
you knocking, but you can't come in.
I thought that was my fault for a second.
Boy, you sound like you're talking through a strainer.
I am. I could take this condom off of the microphone.
Oh, my God. Doesn't he sound like he's talking through a tin can?
Friday, you bastards.
It's late at night, you're fast asleep, and a shadowy figure is about to break into your home. But you're protected.
Yes, it's the James Brown Home Security Alarm. The hardest working alarm in the safety business. Designed by the godfather of home protection himself. The James Brown alarm protects you from burglars, vandals, peeping Tom. And if you act now, we'll include at no extra cost the patented James Brown Hot Pants Fire Alarm. So put the Soul Patrol on your keyhole with the James Brown Home Security System. You'll say, I feel good.
I feel good because I'm sitting inside looking at all the snow outside. We're going to have allegedly a foot of snow. I don't think so, though.
Wow,
Like
well, it's hot down here.
a couple inches of snow already this morning, and it's blowing around and not too much traffic. Only crazy people would go out today. So I guess 3 out of 5 days going to school the first week is not too bad. It's 60%.
I won't fault him for this one.
Oh. No, let me tell you right now, nobody in their right mind would get up and get dressed and go out. First of all, there's nobody to take them anyway because most of the cabbies, including mine, aren't working today. It's just, it's not a good day.
I've been there.
Plus later on, we're going to have like ice and the freezing pellets and all of that stuff. Yeah. Not going to be good. Maybe I'll put on my, what are those things, those cleats for my feet
Yes,
that you sent me.
steel-belted radial so you don't fall and break your tailbone.
You sound like you're, I don't know, we've done these things many times before, and the person always sounds like they're sitting right in the studio, but you sound today?
We have a different setup over here. We just,
well, not a good one.
Don't have good headsets this time around. I don't know if we had the good headsets last time around, but this is what we got.
Yeah, last time you sounded fine. Today you sound like...
Well, we can keep rotating cans around until we find a better one.
Oh, you sound like you're talking through a tin can. Huh? Doesn't it, Chris?
I do.
Yeah, you sound a little low.
It sounds back at me.
No, not a little low. Tinny. Forget about low. Tinny and low. Wow.
What do you want?
But that's okay. So the big news is that, well, two pieces of big news. This morning I'm sitting here and jolly fat-ass Joe Bell came in and kissed my ass for a couple of minutes. And thanks for filling in these last few days and ba-ba-ba. And yucked it up a little bit. Now, what do you make of that, Chris? I already asked George, and George is such a cynic anyway, you know.
I think he's going to drop a contract on you next week.
Here's Chris to finish the show with material like that, boy. He's going to drop a bomb on me. I think that's what he'd like to do. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, last night was the big QAM cluster crap party for Power 96 and KISS and QAM celebrating the ratings. And I guess my name was mentioned. Now, Chris was there spying for us.
Yes.
And who showed up there? Was Joe there?
Joe Bell, Clarence was there.
I mean Joe Rose.
Oh, no, Joe Rose didn't show up. He sent his 2 producers in.
So, and what about Jax?
He was there. He was hanging out with us. Tweak was there.
Oh, yeah. You tell me he needs to learn how to run a board?
Yes, he's actually getting better.
He sucks. And who else? Anybody I never heard of? What about the new guy, Damon Amendolara?
Damon was there. Came out for a while before his show. Yep. Had a good time.
That a boy, Damon. Get all the free goodies you can out of these bastards because, believe me, you'll need it. You'll want it. You'll need it. You'll relish the memory of the relish.
I think every salesperson was there.
Who was ever born was there. Mm-hmm.
They all left when the North Carolina basketball games started.
Oh, that memo I found the other day, that was really revelatory, that thing about the salespeople. This one's from Raleigh, and this one. The whole state of North Carolina came down with Jolly Joe, with the Raleigh Jolly Joe, which says something. You know how guys, they like to surround themselves with all their buds, you know how that goes?
Yep.
And that's exactly, it took him a little while, but he's pretty much getting them all down there. Yeah, it's snowing and blowing and not a pleasant day. Murky, nasty looking, and then it says the forecast is Wednesday, rain and 11, which is 52 degrees. Now, does that make any sense to you?
No, but that's
7
in Toronto.
on Tuesday and Wednesday, 11, 52. Oh, I'm going to go outside naked on Wednesday.
It's beautiful down here. It's a beautiful, clear
Well,
day.
I'm happy for him.
Yeah,
Glad you're enjoying
right.
it.
So you're in Toronto.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Who'd want to be here? I won $200 at Woodbine last night.
Woo!
Yeah, won't change my life. But, you know something, I look at it this way. Running out of there with some of their cash is a lot better than losing.
I'm looking right at these windows over there, so
Now, George is sitting there at Gulfstream, where they have the Big Don Handicap tomorrow, by the way. And where are you, what floor, where are you? So when people come out
Finish Line Casino, when you walk in the main entrance, just bear gradually left, and it'll be there on the right side. It's right in front of the track. They have everything in here. They have slots. They have TVs everywhere. Betting
Are people
windows.
playing the slots
full
now?
bar. Not yet down here. They're upstairs in the main casino, I guess. They're playing the slots for the Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
Are
But
they
they got
doing
the
that?
they got the full kitchen over here, a bar right next to us. So we're going to get all liquored up and suck down some free food, booze, and gamble.
Yeah, plunge your guts out. I already got the entries here for the first two
Yeah,
races.
the wife asked me, so it's like, so you're going to become a degenerate gambler? And I said, yes, I am.
Tell her, and then your business.
I said, it's my money.
Yes, it's your money. You know something? That's exactly what I tell people when they give me crap about, you're losing your ass at Woodbine. You know what? It's my money.
That's right.
Some of it, anyway. Some of it.
Really? I didn't know you were married.
Close. Close to it, but you know, very much like a marriage. You know, a lot of grief and no sex. So.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm glad you can finally relate.
Right. Let's see. First race at 1:15, and we got 7 3-year-old fillies. I think these are some of the same horses. Some of these look familiar as the last time you were there.
I got a way better view of the TV setup over here, so when they start all the simulcasting and everything, I can.
Cascasio Lopez. No way. Pistachio Lopez. Renee Douglas is a great rider, but he's on it. And he's got no shot. Well, I'll pick one out.
Great.
And then the second race, Peachy Kiss is on the rail with, who's the jockey? Ariel Smith.
I don't know. I'm going to bet
Ariel
colors.
Sharon. Ariel Sharon is riding the first. He must have lost a lot of weight.
Being sick will do that.
Jose Rivera the Tooth? No shot. Oh, John Velasquez is 65 in the second race. Heavy chalk. Now, there's a chalk when a horse is 65 in the morning line.
Did you ever explain where that comes from, that term?
I don't know.
For those of us who don't know.
Chalk?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just means the favorite.
Okay.
Ask Mifo. He'll tell you. He probably knows from all those old GA classes he took. You know Mifo, yeah.
Yes, I do. He might
How's
show
Mifo
up.
doing? Pretty soon, Mifo and I, we're going to set up our own lemonade stand on a corner like Larry Glick did. Neil's Lemonade Stand.
Why not?
Next January. I'm going to be on the beach. That Norma. He called me yesterday, Norma. Oh, boy. He's so sad. It is just astonishing to me. I think it was Norma that soured the whole situation with Jolly Joe. I think Jolly Joe was ready to offer a realistic deal here. And,
nah, you're not from Raleigh.
Norma, I don't think that's got anything to do with it. Neither is Damon Amendolara not from Raleigh either, okay? Or Joe Rose. Or Jim Mandich, okay? Last time I checked, none of those people are from Raleigh. And they've all got long-term deals that just extended about, 80% discount off what they were making before, but nevertheless.
Right.
See, I don't really care that much about that anymore, about the actual amount. I just want to have a job,
I see.
Well, doesn't that make sense to you? I'm too young to be out on the beach. Too old to be alive, but too young to be out on the beach.
You're a spring chicken.
Yeah. Down there I would be.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a fag, yeah. Okay, here's...
There goes one.
You sound... Seriously,
we're going to tweak this thing during the break. I know. I can hear it in my headphones that I sound like I have a cold.
You sound like you have a horrible...
And I don't.
Not a cold, but like pneumonia.
I'm a little hoarse from yelling
last night. And
you sound
like you're in a broom closet speaking through a Campbell soup can.
Yeah, I took the
Other than that, you sound great.
We're going to tweak it.
Yeah, tweak. Get tweaked to tweak it. Here's the poll from yesterday. I'm gonna. Let's see. Did Eric put the new one up there yet? Not yet. Faxed it to you, baby. I faxed it to you, man. Maybe you can't read it. Anyway, here's the one from yesterday. What's a what is that? Oh, what's a vice a guy wouldn't like his friends to know he has? Oh, that's right. I can't read it. It's sucking. Yeah. 611 wins hands down somebody's pants. Out of 1,029 votes, 611. Watching Oprah or Dr. Phil, 129. Getting a manicure or pedicure, 96. That sounds so...
gay.
Yeah. Watching soap opera, 74. Cuddling, 42. Shopping, 32. Going to the opera, 19. Gardening, 16. And painting, 10. All the great painters of all, pretty much, most of them have been.
Gay.
Yeah. I wonder why that is. See, a lot of things I don't understand, like flight attendants. Why are gay men attracted to that job, flight attendants?
Maybe one will call and explain it to us when you start taking
when
calls.
When I start taking calls in about 5 years? I'm not taking any. I don't wanna.
That's a good point. I don't know why. I mean.
Oh, you're something worse.
Hey, sorry.
Isn't he? Chris C. doesn't say anything because he wants you to think it's just me.
No, it does. It sounds a little tinny and a little...
No, it doesn't sound a little tinny. It sounds like he's horrible.
Sick. Yeah. And Eric says he has no facts from you.
He has no facts for me?
That's what he says.
Oh, that's right. That didn't go through. So during the break, I better fax it again. Thanks, Eric. Sorry. Sorry, Mr. Nursing Kane.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastards.
Oh, well, he's a Tallahassee Nazi. Oh, who got the money from his daddy?
Yes.
Oh, and it's I said my little bratty.
Uh-huh.
Oh, with an agenda that's scrappy. Oh, well, he's the Tallahassee Nazi of FLA. Well, he's a presidential son who doesn't have to run. No one else is gonna win. He might as well just move right in.
Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil.
He has a golden spoon, he was born with a pizzazz. So look out all you Jews, get ready for the gas. He's the Tallahassee Nazi.
Rectum.
Oh, he'll give our civil rights a whammy. Oh, cause he's the Tallahassee Nazi, love of FLA. Well, he's a very wealthy dude with very fascist views who never paid his dues. By next year we'll all be screwed.
Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil, Sieg Heil.
Any schmuck could win that race against Buddy McKay. Why do you think they call it gubernatorial anyway? He's a Tallahassee Nazi. Oh, he'll make the KKK happy. Oh, yeah, he's a Tallahassee Nazi. Love of FLA. Come on, let's do step. Come on, Adolf.
Yeah, Jeffster, stick it where the moon don't shine, okay? Take your anti-slots rhetoric and all your scare tactics, all your BS, and shove it way in there deep.
Rectum.
Okay? Idiot. That's another reason to be so happy that it passed. Not just overwhelmingly, but just dramatically, almost 2-1 in Dade County.
Mm-hmm.
You sound...
Well, we tweaked it. How's this?
It sounds so much worse than it did before that you can't even believe it.
Great.
Am I right, Chris?
He's the one that said it sounded better. Come on now.
You're full of crap.
I said it
See,
sounded
this
better
is
for
another example
myself.
of you. Why are you such a turd, man? You're like a turd on a I don't know.
All right, well, I'm
Turd on a
listening
lump
through
of grass
the
is
board
what you are.
speakers when we're in a break, so.
You're like a kangaroo came.
It
through
sounds
the
better in
yard
my
and-
headset. This sounds worse than before.
Not right there for a second. You sounded okay. Not good.
Maybe I should project more.
No,
Get my voice all gravity.
crappy equipment is what it is.
Well, yeah,
what
of
kind of
course it's
engineers
crappy
you got
equipment.
out there anyway?
Make believe.
Make-believe
Part-time.
engineers. Well, you got
Yeah.
make-believe equipment too. So it figures. At least we're
Sure.
consistent.
You didn't expect anything radio-ish to
What
happen
difference
today,
does
did
it
you?
make how it's
Right.
The fact it adds like a little mystique to the whole thing, whatever that means.
Right.
So the deal is, Clarence came in this morning, bada beep, bada boop, bada bop, because Jax volunteered to do that 1 to 2 hour next week, because it looks like this trial.
Mm-hmm.
They just took the day off today, and we both got messages from Clarence. I got the one from you last night about 11 o'clock. Oh, guess what? You can do a 10 to 2 tomorrow, no extra hour. I thought, oh, hallelujah. You know, like I told Jolly Joe there, I mean, I didn't mind doing it. I'm happy to help, et cetera, and so on, contrary to public rumors that they've started. You know, I'm a team player, and I like to see everybody do well. Can't think of anybody I don't want to see do well anymore. But at any rate, except across the street. But the fact of the matter is, 5 hours is too long. It's a long schlep, man, especially when you're not taking those great calls, you know? When you're sitting here and you're making the whole show, ba 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 ba. 5 hours of ba 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 is a lot of ba ba ba, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
So...
You might have to do some bada boop, bada beep also.
No, we aren't going to do that. I charge extra for that.
No.
So Monday, allegedly, and of course I'm sure that during the day, Clarence will be sending me 85 breathless emails. Oh, well, Damon can't do it, and this one, that the dog is sick, and Chris is still dropping big turds, donkey turds in the yard. No, really, you are such a turd, man.
Why am I a turd? I'm listening. In break.
You're so lifeless. You're lifeless. You're like a turd in a punch bowl just floating around, man. You have no life to you.
Why? Because I said he sounded better now?
No, because
he doesn't sound better.
All right, well, when I was listening to him, though, I'm listening to one little speaker on the board, not the normal speakers.
That's what it sounds like he's talking to a little speaker, like a little half-inch speaker.
He called me a spicker.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what he's really saying. They don't come no spickier than George.
That's right.
Well, speak it English.
Just check.
So what's going on out there? Got any people there playing or what?
There's some ladies that, like, they're peeking around the corner, like, what's going on there? I'm too embarrassed to go all the way around the corner.
100?
Come on over here, ladies. Come on, it's all right.
Hello, ladies.
I won't bite.
Hello, Ma.
Unless you want me to.
What's Ma do, ladies?
What's the story now? Can they hear this? Have they got the...
yeah, of course, 30 seconds later after they run the hell out of here, they'll hear it, yeah.
Oh, they don't want me knocking them. And they probably brought some of the sweet and low that they stole down the street at the Rascal House. That'll get them out of there. Go play Wheel of Torture.
They ran out of here like their hair was on fire.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah.
No, they didn't.
I'm telling you.
The delay didn't even catch up yet.
I know. They could feel it.
Yeah, good. I doubt that. I doubt they can feel anything. Well, I faxed the new poll to Eric. Let's see if he's got it up there yet. Yeah, he does. Boy, he is good, man. He is so good. I had a little problem last night. I had to, print some stuff out for Paco here on the computer, and I didn't know how to do it. And so I called Eric. I thought, there's the guy. And in like 5 seconds, he told me, click this, click that, bada beep, bada boop, bada, stick it where and I did. And it worked out just fine. Because I am the best. Okay, so let me print out the poll. I still feel, I don't know, from this week of all that extra, but I'm not complaining, you understand. That would be really bad form to volunteer to do something and say, oh, gee, this is crazy. It was crazy, but I don't mind. We survived, right?
Right.
You sound...
Wait.
Here's the new poll. What's a food you absolutely cannot live without? That's all on there. Here are the choices that, whose poll was this? Is this a Charlie B poll? No, this is a Brandon poll. Sorry, Brandon. What's a food you absolutely cannot live without? Bread, pasta, beef or steak, chicken, seafood, fruits, vegetables. Now, you think anybody's going to vote for fruits and vegetables?
I bet you somebody will.
Well, some smart ass.
Mm-hmm. Some fruit.
Who can't live without fruit?
You?
Ice cream, candy, bacon, or pizza. Oh, so many good choices, but I'm voting ice cream, baby.
I'm voting for pizza.
Pizza?
Yes.
4 for me.
Yeah. There we go. 4 so far for beef or steak, 2 for pizza, 2 for ice cream, 1 for seafood, 1 for bread. You love bread. I like bread.
Right.
I don't even like bread all that much.
I love
but
bread.
Like I've told you before, if I sit down in a real fancy schmancy restaurant and they bring a basket of nice, really warm quality bread like Italian bread or French bread, oh man, like with some garlic butter.
Oh yeah.
Only thing I hate in some restaurants, even expensive ones, once in a while they'll bring you a little thing of butter and it's as hard as a brick because it's been refrigerated,
Who's got the honey butter? Is that like Roadhouse Grill that's got the honey butter?
I never ate the Roadhouse Grill.
Yeah,
I don't know. Isn't that where they used to throw the peanut shells on the floor?
I think they still do. Yeah, it's fun.
Do they really?
Sure.
I think the professor warned me about that place. But anyway, it's probably one of our fine sponsors. We love it. I don't know. Everybody's one of our fine sponsors.
I used to go there all the time when I lived by one.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, at any price, I'm sticking around here for like the next 20 years.
Okay.
In fact, send that message to Jolly Joe. We'll negotiate some kind of a deal where I can survive.
Yeah, well, I can't.
Because Norma Kent is not going to get me a deal anywhere. I'm just telling you that. I want to go on the record on the air publicly today to announce that I'm positive he will not make any kind of... He just won't do it. In fact, maybe I'll negotiate with Jolly Joe myself and get Norma out of the equation.
Although Norma didn't get his tickets, he didn't get his Dolphin tickets and his Marlin tickets.
That's always a big sticking point, is Norma and his tickets. What's in it for him? Not what's in it for me, what's in it for him.
Norma didn't get this and Norma didn't get that.
Yeah. Well, he needs the extra cash so he can buy that expensive weed and...
It ain't that much.
Take care of all those runaways, Although, who am I to talk?
No comment.
Oh, listen.
What?
Quit being a hard ass, okay? My life has been enriched beyond belief.
Beautiful, great. It's great. I'm happy for you.
It's the truth.
I'm
the
not
truth.
being
I have a reason
sarcastic.
to get out of bed in the morning every day now.
Wonderful, great.
Okay.
I share your sentiment.
No, you don't.
Yes,
You're
I do.
A hard ass bastard who hates.
Not.
You hate Mexicans like poison. Wish they would all die.
Only met one I didn't like, and that was in high school.
23 votes on the new poll. Did I give the final result of the other one? I don't really know.
No.
No? Oh, here it is. It's because it's sitting on the machine back there. I printed it out. What's a vice a guy wouldn't like his friends know he likes? I'm sure glad I don't have to read this anymore. Sucking 620. Watching Oprah or Dr. Phil, 130. Getting a manicure or pedicure, 99. Watching soap, 74. Cuddling, 42. Shopping, 32. Going to the opera, 19. Oh, give me a break. Gardening, 16. And painting, 10. Going to the opera.
Yay.
So, woo. In fact, you know who enjoyed it was Tom Ripley there in Talented Mr. Ripley.
Yeah,
He enjoyed the opera.
There you go.
Remember that?
What does that tell you?
Didn't he go with, what's her name, that Parshane, Kate Blanchett?
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Blanched.
It looks like she's been blanched. She looks like you sound today.
Great. That good, huh?
Like crap.
Wow.
You seriously, honestly, if you told me that you were broadcasting through or talking through a Progresso soup can, I'd say, yeah, it sounds like it. Although, no, actually, Progresso soups are in big cans.
No, this is
what's something that comes like in a little small can?
Campbell's.
No, not Campbell's. Those are medium sized. I'm talking about like Heinz.
Okay.
Heinz.
A Vienna sausage can.
No, I don't know. Little tiny can, like a mushroom cap bottle or something. I don't know. That's what you sound like you're talking through. Like
Snack pack. Rectum pudding.
Well, we don't hear anything about the bad stuff going on in Iraq anymore, and that's because the media's decided it's not good for business. We don't want to talk about it. It makes people depressed. A female suicide bomber blew herself up at the main pet market in central Baghdad, killing at least 46 people, wounding dozens, in the deadliest bombing to strike the capital since 30,000 more...
Oops.
More American troops began flooding into central Iraq last spring. Now, are you close enough to any of the machines that you can play the slots while you're on the air or not?
No. I don't think we have a cordless mic or anything. I mean, they're right there. They're like 20 feet away.
Yeah.
But not, I don't have a 20-foot cord.
Well, that would have been really neat. That would have been fun.
It would have been.
Just bell ringing, That would
I can run over there during a break,
No, not during a break while we're on the air. No, they can't hear it during a break.
We have authorized agents we can send over there, and then I can do a play-by-play.
That's no fun.
I know.
Well, what kind of machine? About 20 minutes later, a second female suicide bomber struck another bird market in the predominantly Shiite area in southeastern Baghdad. Now they're even killing the birds. That blast killed 18, wounded 25 more. So a lot more dead people over there, in spite of the fact that your friends in the media don't want you to know about it. Oh, we don't want to talk. The surge is working so good. You just are upset because the surge is... Yeah, surge this. Surge Savard. So, I think it would be a good idea to have somebody, pop... What kind of machines are sitting there that you can see that are closest to you?
Jacks are better. Deuces Wild. Jacks.
Is that like Jason Jacks?
You know what? Hot Aces? Is that what that says over there?
I don't know what any of those machines are. Now, are these the digital ones or are these like the old-fashioned? Well, they must be digital because they're all
old-fashioned, I hear.
They are?
That's what Lee just said. Most of them are digital, but they have some of the other ones, too.
In other words, with the reels. The ones with the 3 reels are old-fashioned. 3 or more reels.
I can't get a good view. But, yeah, mostly digital. The old-fashioned ones are in the back, Lee said.
But the ones near you are digital?
Yes.
See, that's really fun because you put your money and you hit the button and then all these lines and you're trying to figure out what matches on there. It doesn't make any sense to me. And whatever matches that they want it to match. In other words, whatever they want to pay out. So you put some money in there and you hit the thing and bang, 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 and usually nothing. Usually nothing. Well, we'll give it a shot. Maybe during the next break. And maybe we'll be able to understand what you're saying.
The biggest name.
Sounds bad, Chris.
Sorry.
Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Friday, you bastard.
KTEL presents over 748 of the greatest songs of love, especially for the lady in your life by Jerry Lewis.
Lady, when I'm with you, I'm crazy.
So many love songs for your lady, all interpreted by the Love Meister himself, an inimitable superstar entertainer, Jerry Lewis. And you'll get your favorite lady love songs.
Lady, across my big breast and...
It's an amazing compendium of 748 love songs for your lady, all digitally remastered and all performed by the masterful superstar, Jerry Lewis.
Hi, this is Jerry, inviting you to join me on KTEL Records as we pay a very special musical tribute to the lady.
You'll get this Aerosmith classic.
Hey, dude looks like a lady. Hey, dude looks like a lady.
It's Jerry.
It's the little old lady with a pair of tweezers.
And Helen Reddy's hit never sounded better.
That ain't no way to treat a lady, no way to treat your lady, no woman.
And listen to Jerry's amazing interpretation of this super hit from the King of Pop.
You are the lady with my wife. you lady. You are the lady with a night.
Jerry Lewis.
Oh, yeah. How about that band?
That's 748 fabulous lady songs on 35 CDs or 123 8-track tapes, all remixed in glorious mono from the original cassette masters. And it's a collection you'll cherish, your friends will love, and your lady will never forget. It's all yours for 17 easy payments of only $32.95, and it's only from K-Tel Records. You can tell it's K-Tel. We yell.
And smell, 10:34 at QAM. So anyway, last night that big debate was on, Democratic debate in L.A. Did you watch it? No.
No. How? Hey,
I watched
we
a few
tweaked
minutes
some
of it.
more. How do I sound now? Different? Better? Worse?
Marginally better.
All right, well.
Not quite
maybe
so tinny.
We'll just
a little less
keep
tinny.
it here
Still, you
then,
sound
I
like
guess.
you've got a real bad cold in the node.
Well, I don't.
But, well, you sound like you do, so it really doesn't make any difference. Anyway, the
Right.
debate was on. I saw about 5 minutes of it, and they were so nice. Oh, my God. They
what
were
I
so
heard.
nice to each other. It was disgusting. Well, I guess they're tired of acting like a couple of petulant children, so as a result of that, they must have decided ahead of time, well, let's be really nice. Let's nice it up.
That's nice.
And they did. It was very nice. Anyway, here's the good news, though. I don't know how much significance it's going to have because the caucuses and the primaries are where the delegates are chosen, not nationwide. But nationwide, there's a brand new Gallup tracking poll that shows Hillary's once double-digit lead over Barack is now down to 4 points. Now
Good.
down to 4 points. On January 20th, she had a 20-point lead. Here it is 11 days later, and it's only 4. And in key states for next Tuesday, Super Tuesday, the numbers are also getting closer. According to the latest Rasmussen poll, Clinton is up only 3 points in California, where she also used to have a double-digit lead. In Massachusetts, she was ahead 28 points. Now it's down to 6. Down to 6.
Good.
That said, Clinton retains an advantage in virtually every major February 5th state, with the exception of Obama's home turf of Illinois. The numbers are trending Obama's way across the country, but may not have enough time to make up the difference. If Super Tuesday were February 12th instead of the 5th, the outcome could be very different, it says. That's why the debate was so critical for Obama last night, it says here, bada beep, bada boop, bada bop, but I don't know. What I saw wouldn't impact one way or the other. It's just being very nice, although she still is cold and shrill and just annoying as hell, swillery. Now, here's something for you from one of our MySpace, Hank, a guy named Hank on MySpace. We know it's not...
For me?
Yeah, it says, tell George, you will be interested in this.
Okay.
Detailed study of the Gypsy language has shown that Gypsies originally came from India.
All right.
I mentioned, by the way, that Norma Kent will not get us a new deal. I'm positive
You did mention that, and I really
He called
think you
me
should
yesterday
just
afternoon.
talk to that other guy.
Every time I have any involvement with him on the phone, on the
Right.
email, I'm more and more confident that he can't get it done. You just can't do it, Norma. You just take all kinds of stories and excuses, and it always comes back to the same, bada beep, bada boop, nothing, you know.
Well, you know, it won't hurt to just get a second opinion, you know.
Call the other guy? Call
Right.
a real agent? Well, he's
Right.
not a real agent, though.
He knows people
He's just
who
some
are.
flunky lawyer that chicken neck, you know.
Trust me.
I don't.
Okay. Well,
Detailed
okay, trust
study
Norm.
of the Gypsy. Will you listen to this? You're interested
All right.
in this crap. Don't start
Sure.
creating a division here between me and Norma just because he's so such
That's
a
not
silly
why.
queen. Detailed study of the Gypsy language has shown that Gypsies originally came from India. The common features it shares with Sanskrit and with later Indian languages can lead to no other conclusion. How do you like that? Gypsy language. I didn't even know Gypsies had a language.
Yeah.
I thought they spoke the language of, like, if they come from Romania or like whatever country they came from.
Well, they do, but they have their own
The
thing.
Gypsies are believed to have begun their numerous waves of migration westward about 1000 A.D. Loan words in their language from Persian, Armenian, and Greek provide some indication of the general course of their travels. Today, Gypsies are to be found in many countries in both Eastern and Western Europe, as well as the USA. A rough estimate of their numbers would be in the neighborhood of 5 to 6 million. Wow. More modern and current. I don't understand what this means. Oh, I see now. There's more information. Romania, Hungary, Bulgaria, U.S., etc. Says Hank. Thank you, Hank. So there's a little information for George from Anonymous Hank, who got no real profile, but he just created one so he could confabulate with me. There are a few people like that.
Thieving, skeeving gypsies.
Hank? Oh, you mean the gypsies?
No, yeah, the gypsies. So Lee went and walked through the slot area.
Yes.
And here's what they got. You ready for this?
Yeah.
White Hot Aces. Game
White Hots?
King.
They got White Hots
Yeah.
there, man. I'm coming right down.
Deuces Wild Poker.
Deuces
Lucky
Wild.
Mon. Is that Lucky Mon? Lucky Mon. American Original, Money.
Lucky man, you got to find a good machine, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, man.
Lucky Luigi's Pizzeria, Life or Luxury, Cleopatra, Hex Breaker.
Oh, Cleopatra, now that's a good one.
Gusher.
That's got the that's got like the little Cleopatra thing, and then it's also got like a pyramid thing. When they go up there, boing, 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 they make a good sound. You don't win on it, but it makes nifty sounds.
Gusher. Did I already mention that?
Mm-hmm.
What's this?
I'm trying not to.
Luau Loot, Half Cents. Black and White Sevens.
No, these all, I'm sure, are like the
These are all digital
ones.
And he broke it down for me. He did a good job here. King or the Wild. What's it? AVP, Alien vs. Predator slots? Excellent. And then the old regular kind, non-digital, they have Triple Diamond, Double 4, Super Pay, Double Diamond, Triple Stars, and 777 Red Hot.
Well, I'm going to come down and start doing my show from Gulfstream every day, and I'm going to just play the slots.
Let me tell you, they take care of you when you do.
And by 2 o'clock every day, I'll have lost whatever money I was making that day. I'll have lost it by 2, and then probably some more.
Let me ask you something. Those machines that are over there that you can't see, but you'll know what I'm talking about, are those for, like, automatic betting window machines? Steve says yes.
Right.
So they've got a whole row of those things over here, too.
Well, great. There's all kinds of ways to lose your ass. That's good. That's the way it should be.
Great. I'm going to experiment with every one of them, too.
That sounds very much like Woodbine to me. They have those same machines where you make your own wagers without... That's for antisocial people or people that don't want to wait online, you know.
It's probably
people
just
want to go in the privacy of their own little window and make their own bet.
Okay.
Like I'll bet the 1 over the 7, 6, 7, 8 and the 2 over the 4, 5, 6 and like that. Like Richie, you know, like, I had the super. And now he's dead. Oh, man. There's a feature in one of the local newspapers. It's kind of like, it's by the obituary page. It's called Lives Lived. There ought to be one called Lives Wasted, you know?
Okay.
I know some people.
Anybody in mind?
No, I'm just talking about somebody.
Okay.
Lives wasted. No, not mine.
Okay.
You think my life has been wasted?
You know, Fat Rich reminds me of my mother.
Yeah, they're both dead.
But maybe he doesn't feel he wouldn't have felt that way, you know?
What, that he wasted his life?
Sure, maybe
he
did what he enjoyed.
And what was that?
Plunging his lungs. Going to the
track with me and eating free food?
Sure. A lot of people would like to do that. Yeah.
Wearing 2 or 3
maybe not that
different
part.
kinds of bags. I'm not really sure which they were or what they were attached to, but they didn't smell too good.
He didn't look like he turned down things that he liked, Fat Rich.
And you know, even now, all these years later, I'm still not exactly sure what it was that he did like.
Biggest name.
I think I have an idea now, but I'm not too sure. I don't ask a lot of questions. It's a good thing.
Sports leader.
Yank it, baby!
I'm dying over here.
Bill cigars in Monica's vagina.
Oh my God.
She lets out a giggle when he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind, but a cigar in her vagina she don't mind.
Rock solid.
Well, he don't know where a stogie goes. I can see how there was some confusion between humidor and humid whore. And in Arkansas, the term cedar box means saw her naked. Stars report can lead to going blind. Now Clinton, he was working hard, late nights in the ovary office, working on a practical joke. He took a Macanudo, put an exploding load in. Poor Monica was blowing rings of smoke. Bill cigars in Monica's vagina.
All right.
She lets out a giggle every time he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind, but a cigar in her vagina she don't mind. Oh, people feel that Hillary's been made a fool of by her husband. Feel that Hillary was wronged. Up in the Lincoln bedroom, she was moaning. Al Gore was doing her with Bill's old bong. Bill's cigars and Monica's vagina. Oi! She lets out a giggle every friggin' time he makes it wiggle. Monica is not the kind you can do in the behind, but a cigar in her vagina she don't mind. Whoa, Candy is dandy. Yeah, Dutch Master is faster. Oh, yeah. What you gotta do is take a Tipperillo and put it in a Brillo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, now a cigar in her vagina. Oh, yeah.
10:48 at 560 WQM. Notice how I'm going back in the old library today and playing oldies, but goodies and some not so good. Yeah, sure. It's a little nostalgia day. 1st of February. It's put on your sombrero. It's El Uno de Febrero. We got the Jack Show from 2 to 4 this afternoon. Mad Dog at the Super Bowl in Phoenix from 4 to 7. Then we got, I don't know, kind of a stop sign we put up between 7 and 9. Dolphins All Access with Barry Butell and Troy Drayton. 9 to midnight, we got a good new guy in the block, Damon Amendolar from 9 to midnight. And I think he's going to be doing 9 to 10 a.m. next week, although I'm not sure. Maybe I shouldn't have said that on the air. Well, what difference does it make?
Right.
But that's what Clarence and I decided. Well, he asked me. I mean, it's, it's my call. It's my show here. I'm going to decide, at least they give me that much. Mm-hmm. You want to do 10 to 2 or 9 to 1 or, how about 9:15 to 9:30 sounds good. Boy, I would do a pressure-packed power and with a whole bunch of spots in there, too. 105. Now, what I want you to do during the next break, can't do it now. I should have done it before. Next break. Is take off that headset and go to what's a machine that's close to you? What's
the Hot Aces.
Hot Aces, okay. And what does it say on the glass? Can you read it from where you are?
No, it's at an angle. There's a barrier.
Well, is it quarters?
They have quarter slots if that's what you want me to find.
No, I'm asking
you
whether that's. Jeez, can anybody give a straight answer anymore between you and Lunkhead and Turdberger over there?
I'm telling you, I can't see the screen from here, but there are quarter slots to be had.
Well, obviously, there's no question about that. You got to find you a good machine, man. I want to know if they're quarters or dollars. If they're dollars, you're not going to play that.
Lee's going to go over there. I'll play dollars. I got some.
I don't want you to play dollars. Save your money for the horses, baby. I got you a couple of good losers today.
I got 2 quarters.
Yeah.
Yes, they have quarters for the Hot Aces. Yes.
Well, there you go. Like I said, and what's the jackpot? What does the glass say?
Lee's going back. Just stay over there, Lee.
Well, why can't he stay there? What's wrong with him? What is he doing? Holding your hand, sitting in your lap?
He's over there. Yeah, he's over here manning the table.
Manning it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what does that mean?
I keep telling these people they need to learn sign language.
People coming by saying, "Oh, hi, Georgie, it's good to see you." Well, you did last time you were there. Probably not anymore.
They did. Nobody knows my name yet, but do. What? I can't hear you with headset on. Royal Flush. Well, Royal Flush will win you $4,000.
Woo!
Yeah.
Not bad. You're not going to get no Royal Flush.
No.
So that's the jackpot.
Although I have playing real poker.
Won $4,000?
No, got the Royal Flush.
Yeah, I had a Royal Flush this morning. 2 of them.
Did you?
Yeah. When the Queen has a flush, it's a Royal Flush. Okay, so during the next break, give him a 20. And how many coin is it? Is it like a 3-coin deal? Is every play like 75 cents? Or is it one of those new ones that's got like up to 4? See, you got to be really careful now because this is one of the great new scams in the slot machines, man. And that is these new ones, like the 2-cent Wheel of Fortune I keep telling you about. This real gigantic big machine where everybody sits around in a big circle. And it's got a big wheel in the center, and it's got your own little, each person has their own little screen, a numbered screen, like from 1 through 10 or whatever.
Okay, I just whipped out a 20.
And if you get a spin, which you have to play the maximum to get the spin, just like on the dollars. Okay. And the maximum is 40 times 5, so it's 202 cents. So it's $4. And people think they're playing a 2-cent machine. If you want to get a spin, you have to play $4 a hit.
Okay.
Well, I mean, don't you see the little bit of difference between 2 cents and $4?
Well, yeah.
And like the quarter machines, probably in order to have a chance to win the jackpot and get your Royal Flush, it probably has like 2 lines. How many lines you want to play and how many credits per line? Probably 9 lines. What?
There's people over there playing them. One after
9
another.
lines times 5 coin, 5 credits. So that's 45. So divide that by 4, so it's like $10 a hit.
Okay.
So if you
I
put
got
the
my
max
20
and
out.
put a $20 bill in there, it's like you hit the button 2 times and you're done. You're finished.
I could lose money
Assuming
faster
that's
than
it, but he's not telling you because obviously Flea is a lunkhead. I mean, can't he just tell you these things?
He doesn't know from slot machines.
Well, why not? Why? Because he's Jewish?
Yeah, that must be it. Because he's not an old coot who plays the slots.
They could be a quarter, 50 cents, $1.
Quarter, 50 cents, or $1 are the bets.
Really?
Does that make any sense?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
no, not really.
Okay, because I don't even remember what I did when I went to Vegas and played these things.
A quarter, 50 cents, or $1 are the bets?
That's what
No, like the denomination.
Oh.
It's an electronic one probably, so you can choose.
So in other words, you can play, you can also set the denomination on it. Oh, my. See, he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand it.
Well, I don't get it. I don't
You
pretend
can
to get
change the denomination. You can play quarters. Well, he can set it to quarters for you. But the
Okay.
point is, how many credits do you have to play every time you hit the thing? That's the question, Flea.
Okay,
You
we'll
idiot.
figure it out.
What's the max credit?
Yeah, what's the maximum bet? You ever want to play the slots and not play the max? I love these people that try to play 1 or 2 credits instead of 3 on a dollar machine. The spin comes. Oh, jeez, I missed the spin again. Well, quit playing 1 or 2 credits, you cheap bastard, you idiot.
I'm going to run over there during the break and I'll figure it out.
Yeah, let's make a big production out of this, okay?
So you want me to play? So you want me to
$4,000.
play? So you want me to play quarter denominations but max out the bet? Is that what you want me to
No,
do?
I didn't say max out the bet. Tell me how much it is, how much you can play.
All right, he ran over
If
there
it's like 9 times 5, if it's 45 credits of play, you don't want to play a $10 machine.
Okay, none of this makes sense to me, but I'll figure it out when I go.
There are, don't you understand, on these digital machines, will you listen to me?
Okay.
There are numerous lines, usually 9, usually 9 lines.
Uh-huh.
And you have a choice. You don't have to play all 9 lines, but if you really want to have a chance to win anything, you really should. And then you can play 1 to 5 credits on most of them.
Okay. All right.
So in other words, in 9 quarters would be 9 times 1, which would still be, what is that, 2 1/4?
Okay.
Yeah. But at least your $20 bill would give you like 8 or 9 shots at it.
All right.
As opposed to 9, if you play the max 9 times 5, you're going to lose the $20 bill and the 2 hits.
And during the break, I'll see how fast I can lose this 20.
No, that's not the point. We don't want you to lose. You can't afford to be losing money on the slots.
Sure I can.
Jesus, God almighty, this guy. And now what's going to happen is you're going to become a degenerate. Don't start with a Wheel of Fortune, let me tell you right now. You'll get hooked on that. It's addictive.
Don't worry about it. I've already, I know how to avoid addiction.
Don't get started.
Well, that's one way.
Wheel.
And I have another revolutionary
I'm not
way.
addicted to the slots at all. If they took all the Wheel of Fortune machines out, I would never go again.
There's another thing you can do to avoid addiction.
What's that?
Stop.
Huh?
Stop doing whatever it is
What's
that
a
you're getting
food you
addicted
absolutely can't live without? That's our second poll question. 119 vote. Beef or steak? 29. I don't get that. Bread, 18. Pizza, 17. Seafood, 14. Fruits, 9. Pasta, 9. Ice cream, only 8. Chicken, 7. Vegetables, 4. Bacon, 2. And candy, only 2. 4 for veggies and only 2 for candy. All right. You can have the veggies.
The best.
Yeah, what a strange crowd.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
This is the Neil Rogers Show. This is your brain. Any questions?
Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts and Romans and Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, Thessalonians, Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, Peter, John, Jude, and Revelation. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts and Romans and Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, Thessalonians, Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, Peter, John, Jude, and Revelation. Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Acts and Romans and Corinthians, Ephesians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians. Thessalonians, Thessalonians, Timothy, Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, Peter, Peter, John, 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 Jude, and Revelation.
11:02 at 560 WQM. All the bubble mices all the time. All the fairy tales for all the fairies, man. Oh, gee, the good book says. So what'd you come up with on that?
Okay.
First of all, I don't like that machine, but nevertheless, go ahead.
Well, I went over to it's a White Hot Aces over there, the closest machine to me. Lee's
White Hot
holding it
Aces,
for me
yeah.
right now. He might be playing it for me for all I know. So anyway, I put in my 20, I got 80 credits, and I did the thing. I bet the 5 credits at a time thing like you told me, and I was up 50 cents for a little while there.
Should've quit.
But, right. You walked away with 50 cents? That's no
Why
fun.
not?
What, because I
50
planned to
cents
lose
more
that
than you had before. 50 cent, baby. It's an omen. 50 cents.
Yeah. So I'm going to go back during the breaks, and Lee's saving my seat for me, keeping it warm.
In other words, you're still 50 cents ahead?
No. I'm down 3 1/4. I'm down $3.25. 25 cents, yes.
Oh, that's not so bad.
But I've been, I played the video poker and the slots and everything in Vegas all the time. I can do all right, and I'm going to have fun. During every break, I'm going to go over there. I'll keep you posted.
No, not during every break you won't. Like 1 or 2 more.
Well, yeah.
Oh, well, this is bad. You're losing money on the slot machines, man. Now, if you were where the Wheel of Fortune machines were, then we could really have some fun with it. Oh, I just got to spin. And I would go,
that's upstairs. That's all right. Listen,
like that.
I'm going to make it up with the free food and the booze that I'm going to.
You could play the quarter Wheel of Fortune and have yourself a great time. And the jackpot on the wheel on those is $500. Now you could use $500.
Yeah, I could.
Oh, I just got to spin for 500. Oh, I just got the 80 zillion on the line. I won $200 last night. I ran out of there.
Good plan.
That's my new plan, man. When I get ahead some of their money, even if it's only $100 or $200, I hit the door. It's just, you have to have a sense. You have to have a feel. Are they paying? You see any people winning, people getting 1,000 on the wheel, somebody smiling, screaming, whatever?
It's a little early yet for that.
You mean deer?
Here on this floor, I mean, there might be a whole lot of action going on right above my head.
Oh, I'm sure that upstairs,
there are a whole lot of
man,
people.
I'm sure those Wheel of Torture are just jam-packed. All them old ladies are up there. Oh, my God, I came so close. Let me give you a little piece of advice, all you slot players, okay? There is no such thing as close in slot machines. No.
I already noticed that.
That's the biggest
they tease
part.
you.
That's the biggest part of psychology in slot machines is the near win.
Right.
Spins.
Already, like 3 of the hands were like one
where
card
you get
off
like
of a
5
flush,
times on the first line, 7 on the middle reel, and then the third line, the other 5 times, the Wheel of Fortune is either above or below the pay line. Oh, I came so close to 3,000. No, you didn't. You got nothing. You got zippity-doo-dah. They might as well have been blank.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That is correct. They might as well all have been blank. Because the computer decides an amount that it's going to pay out. And the computer doesn't say, oh, well, actually it does. It is programmed to give you a whole bunch of those near misses. But it doesn't say, oh, well, I'm going to almost give you the 3,000. You're going to be really close. You're not close. Either it's on the pay line or it's just pretend it wasn't there. And it just nauseates me to watch these people. Oh, my God, look at that. Yeah, and I hold up my finger and say, look at this. I bend over and I show my fat ass and say, look at this. Look at that, my ass. I don't do it, but I feel like doing it. What the hell's wrong with you, for Christ's sakes? You've been playing these things. I'm talking about people that play for a long time, like this idiot Maurice, this frog guy. He's the guy that got off the $5 machine after blowing $2,700 in it, and the next guy sat down, put in a 20, and got $366,000 the jackpot. 3 Wheel of Fortunes. And he still shows up there. Now, if it was anybody even close to sane, would you ever come back again?
No.
I mean, somebody's trying to tell you something, Maurice, and every time I see him, I'm losing 4,000, 6,000. What?
You won me money? Oh, I see. No, he cashed me out so that I can just go back and stick it in another machine.
Why did he cash you out?
I don't know. I guess he got tired of sitting in that seat over there.
Somebody waiting to play the machine?
No, not that one.
Well, why not?
I guess just Lee has to man his post here at the table.
Why?
Haven't you ever manned a post?
Oh, that's a good idea. You can call in with, now, Brandon had a really good idea here. Will you listen to me and quit playing potchking around with your buddy Flea? This is a good idea. Tell George to call in with his cell phone so we can hear him play, since you don't have a long portable mic.
Yeah, that's true.
You can call in on your cell phone. What?
Speakerphone function. I got a headset here for my phone.
That would be sweet. Thanks, Brandon. Good idea. Good thinking. 144 votes on our food poll, and I can't believe that candy's in last place, only 2. They can't live without candy. And ice cream has only got 9. Beef or steak, 34. Ice cream, 9. You can have all the steaks. I love good, juicy ribeye, man. There's nothing like a great steak, but it's not in the same league because I'm addicted to carbs, see. So candy and ice cream are high on my list. These other people, I think, are trying to be like holier than thou than me. Guess who supports Barack Obama now?
I don't know.
Mike Huckabee's got Chuck Norris and Ric Flair. John McCain's got Sly Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. And now Barack Obama's got a prominent muscle-bound supporter all his own, former professional wrestler Hulk Hogan, who makes me want to vomit. Declared his support for the junior Illinois senator on the Jimmy Kimmel show last night. Aren't you excited?
No, he's a bad parent.
Is he? Hulk Hogan, how do we know that?
Because his son's a piece of crap, speeder, drunken driver, wrecking his car, hurting people.
Huh. Nobody's even asked me my opinion till now, Hogan lamented. What Kimmel wanted to know who his momentum would be behind. What? Who Hulkmania's momentum would be behind in the upcoming election. That doesn't make any sense. Raw story, you're illiterate. If I had to step out and say who I really believe in, that catches my ear, that makes sense, that I think can really make a change, I would say Obama. Everybody plays this card, the bad guy card, the dirty politics thing. Talk about the way people dress, act, and look, and he's the choice. He seems like the real deal, Yeah, I know. Satire blog Wonkette decried the fact that non-political celebrities are being asked for presidential campaign endorsements. Scientists believe that the corpses of our founding fathers are weeping real tears in their graves right now. And I agree with it. Who does Arnold support? Although he's a governor, so I guess that would make some sense. But Hulk Hogan and Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris?
Yeah.
Talk about old news, man, who never was. In
He's
grade
very popular
Z movies.
these days.
What?
He's very popular on the internet these days.
Is he really?
Yes,
well,
he
guess
is.
what? So was Dennis Kucinich. And so is, what's his name there?
What's his name?
Ron Paul. RuPaul. 147 votes on our poll. So what are you going to do? Are you going to call in?
I can, and also should I try a different machine this time since I have my voucher here? I can stick it in any machine.
Now, how many times did you play? How many times did you...
I don't know, 10 or a dozen spins there, easy? Maybe more?
Right now you're down 325.
And how much have you got left now?
I got 1675.
Oh, that's not bad.
No. I've won playing slots before.
Well, why do you say it like that so defensive?
In Vegas. Because I don't know.
Because it's a sucker bet? Is that why?
No. I'm just, you think I'm going to lose this 20 and I might not.
I don't think you're going to lose the 20. I would almost make a separate wager on that you will lose the 20. Especially in that horseball machine. I don't, those digital machines.
I'm going to go to a different one. Where deuces wild, jacks are better. What should I do? I don't have access to your Wheel of Fortune down here.
I understand, but they're all, just stay with that one machine, man, and maybe it's a good machine.
Well, it's close.
I doubt it. Yeah, it's close by.
I can see the broadcast table from it, which is a big draw.
Well, I think you ought to call in on your cell phone. I might even reach over here and punch up the monitor, turn it on.
All right, we'll do it during the next break.
Oh, it says, I don't wanna. Well, that's because it's afraid I'm going to take calls, from the general public out there. I don't wanna. It says that in big red letters flashing. Like blinking letters. Okay, so there's line 12. Call in on the bat line.
Sure will.
After the break. So take off the headset, get a hold of your cell phone or your apparatus, and go to the machine. And this is interesting. I don't think this has probably been done very much, if ever.
We never have.
Well, we never on this station. I'm sure nobody ever was playing slots on here. Although you never know with our crowd. All the shows that Eddie and Hank used to do. Although I don't think Hank is the kind of guy that would ever played a slot machine. It would have tarnished his image. He's at the sports book. He's betting thousands on ball games and stuff.
I understand.
Overs and unders. And Eddie, of course, he's teasing with the Jets and losing with the Fish and whatever. I don't get that whole thing. By the way, we got the Super Bowl on Sunday. It's our last show before the Super Bowl. Final score, Patriots 38, Giants 17. Confidence is exceedingly high. Unless, of course... See, it all depends on whether the Patriots from the first 10 games of the season show up or the last few games, where they were life and death to win several games, or if the Giants from most of the season show up or from the playoffs. The Eli Manning that we knew and laughed at, whether he shows up or the all of a sudden whatever happened to him shows up. So you're going to call in on the... look at that, there's a line ringing there, too.
Wow.
Because I reached over to... Go away!
Hey!
Go away! Come back another day. No chance. No chance in your pants. Get lost.
Biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It's Friday, you bastard.
Jesus Christ, movie star. Are you as Mel Gibson says you are?
Mel Gibson used to be the star of Lethal Weapon. Now he's making movies about the crucifixion. People in the theaters are bound to ask, it was okay, but was it as good as Mad Max?
Jesus Christ, movie star. Rex Reed and the Pope give you 4 stars. Jesus Christ, take a look. Don't see the film till you read the book. Jesus Christ, on the screen. Glad there was no car chase scene. Jesus Christ, deity. Finally got your name in variety. Jesus Christ, movie star. Are you as Mel Gibson says you are?
Okay, here's George on the bat line. You got
yo.
me with us?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, now you sound even worse than before. But
Oh,
that's 'cause
well,
you're
I'm on the phone with a stupid headset, but what do you want?
You're on the phone with a headset.
Yeah, I got my cell phone and I got a headset plugged into
Wow.
it. That way I
George is
can,
getting further and further away, man. Sounds like you're on the North Pole.
I can lose
Okay,
my money
so-
with both hands now. All right, I'm down to 57 credits now because I couldn't wait. So,
You know,
so here we go.
he's getting the fever already. He's getting addicted.
Well, yeah, I've been through
Now,
this
how many
before, so I
coins
gotta-
are you playing each time? You're playing
Five.
five?
Five,
Buck and a
yeah.
quarter?
Buck and a quarter every time, max bets. I got a pair of 5s now. I'm going to keep my 5s. This machine isn't very loud. It doesn't,
It doesn't make any noise.
No, not when it just deals. It only makes noise when you win something, and that doesn't happen too often. Oh, hey, I got a pair of aces.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep them. Did you hear that?
Yes.
All right, well, I won. I'm up to 62
How much you got?
credits. 62
You got how
credits.
much?
62.
52, that's like $13.
All right. And I lost again with a pair of 2s. I can lose my money so fast. Here's a pair of 3s. Oh, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that one.
57. Yeah, I lose, I win, I lose. All right, a pair of 9s, pair of 9s. Here we go. Didn't win. I lost.
This machine sounds really bogus.
I got 2 pair already. Wait, what is that? No, it's almost a straight. I got a 3, 4, 5, 6, and I lost.
Oh, we just had 3 dropouts on the internet stream in Brandon's PO.
But
Too
the
bad.
good news is Steve's phone's getting my food right now, so I'm going to get my money back in food and booze. Trust me, before I leave here, I will recoup my losses.
So how much you got?
42 credits. I'm just losing as fast as I
$10
can.
and 50
here.
cents.
Yeah. And I lost again. Oh, I suck.
This won't be long.
Pair of 3s. No, it won't be long at all. I got 3 6s. I automatically win.
How much?
I won 15, so I'm back up to 42.
Woo!
Pair of 4s. And I lost. Ooh! 3, 4, 5, 6. They want me to get that straight. They're teasing me with that straight. I didn't get it.
Oh, see, he's doing that. I came close again. You didn't come
Pair
close.
of 9s.
You
Yeah, I
got
know.
nothing. They
No,
came
close
blank.
to nothing. All right. Let's go for another straight. 6, 7,
Yay.
8, 9, 10. I'm going to hold that one here. Didn't get it. I'm down to 17 credits. I'm going to be back at the table before my food gets there.
$4.25.
All right, I'm going to hold that. I'm down to 12 credits. Oh, 17 credits. Come on, hurry up and let me lose. I won.
Oh, I heard it.
I
What'd
heard
you
it.
get?
You heard it? I'm up to 27. I got a 3 of a kind. I got 3 5s. Got a pair of queens.
Yeah, I'm on them.
Oh, yeah, I know. Back up to 27. Look at this. They're just gonna keep me here, aren't they? 22 credits, 17 credits, pair of 5s. Oh, and I lost. Almost done.
You got $4.
Almost done. Yeah, keep that king. Thank you. Oh, I got a pair of kings. 12 credits. Pair of 2s. Lost. Almost done. All right. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
You're done.
Wait, I'm gonna go for a flush. I didn't get it. 7 credits. 2 credits left.
50 cents.
I I lost, and here goes my last.
You lost.
Pair twos. And I lost. All right, now I'm going back to the table.
Okay, go back.
See you over there.
Well, that was pretty exciting. How long did that take? About 2 minutes? Oh, and I guess we got to get rid of that. Get rid of it. Oh, I'm just going to reach over and shut that thing off, lest I see those lines flashing in.
Oh, hi, Neil. It's Reverend Jones again. It's Chamba again.
It's Prozac Ron again. It's the same, crap. So glad we got rid of that. Thank God I stood by my horses.
So, Steve, what are the most expensive drinks they have here, man?
Well, see, now you sound so much better. You still sound like crap, but compared to the way you sounded on the phone, that was a very good psychological move on our part. Thanks, Brandon. It was his idea.
It was fun.
It was terminally boring on the radio. It just
Probably
doesn't relate. Plus, that machine makes a very dipshitty sound.
It was not a loud machine. There's no question.
Like that. It didn't go wheel. Oh, torture. And we didn't hear any bell go off. Like when you hit 2 or 3 or 4 grand on the line. That's always good. When you hit 3 or 4 grand on the line on the dollar machine, man.
You'll have to tell us all about that.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking we set up a deal at the end machine at Woodbine. That's my favorite machine. I played it last night? Yeah, I did play it last night. I got 500 on the line and 400 on the line. I still walked away from there losing 200. So I had to go to the $5 Wheel of Fortune machine. I put in whatever I put in, and the first 2 coins, man, here came a spin for $500. Isn't that exciting?
Yeah. More exciting
than
what
what
I
you just did.
Yeah, well.
Don't keep feeding a dead machine, all you slot players out there, all you people crazy enough to get hooked on the slots. It's a lot of fun if you've got disposable income, because believe me, sooner or later they will dispose of it. Just like you saw George just blow, like he would have taken out a match, blew the $20 bill.
Oh, no,
just like the one that was rolled up next to Heath Ledger.
Lights
In fact, maybe that was the one that was rolled up next to Heath Ledger.
How'd you know?
And now Gulfstream's got it. That's okay. They needed to help pay off all those bad checks that Larry King put in that drawer that time. They used to take all of Larry's bad checks. They had the Larry King drawer. That's what Roy Slanhoff told me, and now he's dead. Can't believe that. Despite it being a showdown between the 2 remaining candidates, Thursday's Democratic debate was in marked contrast from last week's contentious face-off. It was well before your bedtime. It's a good way to get ready to sleep. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton were debating for the last time before the Super Tuesday contest this coming Tuesday. Man, we got some pressure power-packed days coming ahead. Super Bowl on Sunday, Super Tuesday on Tuesday. Wow. Can you handle it? Both candidates focused on differences between themselves and Republicans more than differences between each other. They were really kissy-kissy and huggy-huggy and like that. They did try to point out distinctions between their policies, but they did it without as much finger-pointing as last week's debate, although Barack at one point did hold up a finger. CNN senior political analyst Bill Schneider said he thought last night's debate might make it tougher for Democrats to choose between the two because they basically agree on the issues. The toughest choice in politics comes between politicians who are basically in agreement. It comes down to trivialities. It's easier to decide when the differences are deep and profound, and the polls reflect that. Most of their supporters could go either way, he said. Yeah, I bet I know what that means. Perhaps the biggest difference in their platforms is on health care, it says, but a beep, but a boop. I don't want to read all that. Thursday's event, sponsored by CNN, the LA Times, and Politico.com, is the first debate without Edwards, without Johnny Boy. Obama said he thinks it's very important to reduce the influence of lobbyists and special interests in Washington, implying that Clinton does not. Obama got last when asked about how he might counter Republican charges against tax and spend liberal Democrats. Well, first of all, I don't think the Republicans are going to be in a real strong position to argue fiscal responsibility when they've added $4 to $5 trillion worth of national debt. I'm happy to have that argument, he said, and they all went like that. Oh, boy. Let's get it over with already. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of burned out on all that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like those 5-hour shows. Don't forget, next week we go back to 10 to 2, I believe, unless there's a late-minute change. Now, Eric did a cute thing on our homepage.
I saw that.
That's right. You don't have a computer there. You can't see it. Up on top where he had 4 3/4 hours of Neil. Now he's got 5 hours of Neil crossed off, 4 3/4 hour of Neil crossed off, and then 4 hours of Neil on 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And underneath he's got a disclaimer. It says, don't ask, just follow the bouncing schedule. In other words, when Neil's on, he's on. Or
right.
Like that, When he's gone,
he's gone.
Yeah. So we got Jackson 2 today, and although I appreciate his valiant efforts, I don't think Clarence wanted him on 1 to 2. I don't think he wanted to butcher our last hour. It's only one. Well, we don't know how many days it is.
Right.
That's a good point, especially now that we got numbers again, and now that we're getting ready to renegotiate with Jolly Joe Bell. He was sure in a jolly mood this morning. thanking me for filling in and acting like, he and I have only met once. Kind of like, if we'd spent more time together, we'd have been much, if we'd have spent less time without Norma interfering. Norma can't get it done, okay? Mark that down and put it right on the, right in front of the track there. Put up a big billboard. It says Norma can't get it done. You have what?
My notebook, I'll write it in.
Write it on there. Drop a few of those all around the place. Then the guys that are bending over to try to find the tickets, then they'll find that instead, like Lester Greenshire. That's what Defo used to do. He used to go down there by the rail and kick over tickets, looking for a winning one that somebody dropped, threw away by mistake.
How often does that happen?
Huh?
How often does that happen, somebody drops a winning ticket?
Maybe once in every 10 or 20 years, but hey, it's worth a shot when you're losing your ass, man.
Biggest name.
That's me for you.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
For your mind.
No. Oh, the white folks hate the black folks, and the black folks hate the white folks. To hate all but the right folks is an old established rule, but during National Brotherhood Week, Lena Horne and Sheriff Clark are dancing cheek to cheek. It's fun to eulogize the people you despise, as long as you don't let them in your school. Oh, the poor folks hate the rich folks, and the rich folks hate the poor folks. All of my folks hate all of your folks. It's American as apple pie. But during National Brotherhood Week, New Yorkers love the Puerto Ricans 'cause it's very chic. Step up and shake the hand of someone you can't stand. You can tolerate him if you try. Oh, the Protestants hate the Catholics, and the Catholics hate the Protestants, and the Hindus hate the Muslims, and everybody hates the Jews. But during National Brotherhood Week, it's national, everyone smile at one another hood week. Be nice to people who are inferior to you. It's only for a week, so have no fear. Be grateful that it doesn't last all year.
Okay, 11:31 at 560 WQAM. We got George out there at Gulfstream. Now, any of our people come by today to say, hey, how you doing, Georgie, or not?
Well, nobody's come by to say hi, but I know that our people are in the room with us here. I know it. I can feel it. I can feel their eyes on me.
Well, what does that mean? Do you understand what he said, lunkhead?
They look.
Turd burger? Do you understand what he said?
The one guy fell asleep listening to the show, so I know that's what
See, Chris ain't even responding now.
George was talking, so people are kind of looking at him and acknowledging him, but they're afraid to talk to him.
Why is that?
I
thought last time you said you had a whole bunch of our people out there coming up and schmoozing and cruising and losing.
Of course, last time that didn't start until noon, so,
Oh, it's early.
Of course they didn't open until
around now.
You know it. I can see them all.
You're such a rotten bastard. You used to be so nice years ago when you used to have all those Getchkis on the show.
Yeah, all those boring guests.
Good news is we got the food going. I'm going to start boozing it up
now
here.
What did they bring you?
I ordered some chicken fingers and onion rings.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good.
And they're great. What is this? Finish Line Cafe? Is that Finish Line Cafe over here. Inside the Finish Line Casino. And it's great. Great stuff. I'm going to start eating with my mouth full. Which I don't know any other way to do it, but, that's
what counts as an issue in the Clinton-Obama race, asked George Lakoff on the commondreams.org. He says political endorsements rarely make interesting reading, but this year is different. Take the endorsements of Hillary Clinton by the New York Times and Barack Obama by Caroline Kennedy. To the editors of the New York Times, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama agree on policy goals. On the major issues, there's no real separating the two. They promise to end the war in Iraq, more equitable taxation, more effective government spending, more concern for social issues, a restoration of civil liberties, and an end to the politics of division of George W. Bush and Karl Rove. What matters to the editors is experience in tackling issues and mastering details of policy and carrying them out one by one. The next president needs to start immediately on challenges that will require concrete solutions, resolve, and the ability to make government work. To Caroline Kennedy, policy is not the real issue. Most of us would prefer to base our voting decision on policy differences. However, candidates' goals are similar. They've laid out all detailed plans on everything from strengthening our middle class to investing in early childhood education. So qualities of leadership, character, and judgment play a larger role than usual. Caroline says, I want a president who understands that his responsibility is to articulate a vision and encourage others to achieve it, who holds himself and those around him to the highest ethical standards, who appeals to the hopes of those who still believe in the American dream, and those who around the world who still believe in the American ideal, and those who can lift our spirits and make us believe again that our country needs every one of us to get involved. I better drink my Fresca. You like Fresca? It's fruity.
Oh, yeah.
The difference is striking. To the editors in the New York Times, the quality of leadership seems not to be an issue. The ability to unite the country is not an issue. What Obama calls the empathy deficit, attunement to the experience and needs of real people, is not an issue. Honesty is not an issue. Trust is not an issue. Moral judgment is not an issue. Values are not an issue. Adherence to democratic ideals rather than political positioning, triangulation, and incrementalism are not issues. Inspiration, a call to a higher purpose, and a transcendence of interest-based politics are not issues. It's time to understand what counts as an issue to whom and why. In Thinking Points, the handbook for progressives that the Rockridge Institute staff and I wrote last year, we began by analyzing Ronald Reagan's strength as a politician. According to his chief strategist, Richard Wertland, Reagan realized that most voters don't primarily vote on the basis of policies, but rather on 1, values, 2, connection, 3, authenticity, 4, trust, and 5, identity. That is, Reagan spoke about his values, and his policies for him just exemplified values. He connected viscerally with people. He was perceived as authentic, as really believing what he said. As a result, people trusted him and identified with him. Even if they had different positions on issues, they knew where he stood. Even when his economic policies didn't produce a morning in America, voters still felt a connection to him because he spoke what they wanted America to be. That was what allowed Reagan to gain the votes of so many independents and Democrats. There's a reason that Obama recently spoke of Reagan. Reagan understood that you win elections by drawing support from independents and the opposite side. He understood that unify the country so they could lead according to his vision. His vision was a radical conservative one, a vision devastating for the country and contradicted by his economic policies. Obama understands the importance of values, connection, authenticity, trust, and identity. But his vision is deeply progressive. He proposes to lead in a very different direction than Reagan. Crucially, he adds to that vision a streetwise pragmatism. His policies have to do more than look good on paper. They have to bring concrete material results to millions of struggling Americans in the lower middle classes. They have to meet the criteria of a community organizer. The Clinton policy wonks don't seem to understand any of this. They've trivialized Reagan's political acumen as an illegitimate triumph of personality over policy. They confuse values with programs. They have underestimated authenticity and trust. And so do the pundits who posed the question in the debates. The nomination campaign is about much more than the candidates. It's about a major split within the Democratic Party. The candidates are reflecting that split. Here are the 3 of the major issues dividing Democrats. First, triangulation. Moving to the right, adopting right-wing positions to get more votes. Bill Clinton did it, and Hillary believes in it. It is what she means by bipartisanship. Obama means the opposite by bipartisanship. To Obama, it's a recognition that central progressive moral principles are fundamental American principles. For him, bipartisanship means finding people who call themselves conservatives or independents, but who share those central American values with progressives. Obama thus doesn't have to surrender or dilute his principles for the sake of bipartisanship. The second is incrementalism. Hillary believes in getting lots of small, carefully crafted policies through one at a time, step by small step, real but almost unnoticed. Obama believes in bold moves and the building of a movement in which the bold moves are demanded by the people and celebrated when they happen. That's the reason why Hillary talks about I, the craft of the policy, and Obama talks about you and we, the people who demand it and jointly carry it out. The third is interest group politics. Hillary looks at politics through interest and interest groups, seeking policies that satisfy the interests of such groups. Obama's thinking emphasizes empathy over interest groups. He also sees empathy as central to the very idea of America. The result is a positive politics grounded in empathy and caring that is also patriotic and uplifting. For a great many Democrats, these are the real issues. These real differences between the candidates reflect real differences within the party. Whoever gets the nomination, these differences will remain. It's time for the press, the pundits, the pollsters, and the political scientists to take these issues seriously, writes George Lakoff on commondreams.org. So you lost that 20 in about, 3-4 minutes?
That's right. I'm going to start drinking beer or something here.
I don't blame you. I would if I was losing $20. 205 votes on the poll. What's a food? Now, do we want to put, I don't know. We don't want to put beverages on there. We could put beer on there, too.
You could do beverages another day.
Beverages and more.
Right. As a matter of fact, you can break it down.
Here's the poll result. What's a food you absolutely can't be without? Beef or steak, 58. Wow. Bread, 29. Pizza, 26. Fruits, 21. Get out of here. You can't live without fruits?
Oh, I got one that we don't have on there.
What's that?
Free.
fish-free is not a food.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
I'm eating it right now.
Seafood 19, pasta 14, chicken 13, ice cream only 9, tied with vegetables. Oh yeah, when I'm in a store, like in the convenience store, don't you have any broccoli in here? All I see is a bunch of Haagen-Dazs and Ben & Jerry's.
You can get vegetable
Stuff like
ice cream.
that. Well, there's Terrell Owens on the TV talking crap. What an idiot. Vegetables 9, bacon 7, candy only 5 in last place. Okay, save it all for me.
The biggest name.
Crazy.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It's Friday, you bastard.
Down a mountain road in a rundown shack, you got the true brethren Billy riding tap in back, just to celebrate in a Christian way after hanging up the feller that they thought was gay. Fly your flag like a rebel, cause the South's gonna do its a man for its head. Bill and Daisy Mayer both chomping at the bit in the fine church, going dresses lickety-split. At the First Baptist Church up in Nazarene, they got the light cranking out, met the pet of me. So fly your flag like a rebel, cause the South's gonna do its a man for its head. So freak out, spin like a dreidel, get down, breathe as much as you're able, fool around. Your baby sister looks good, be proud. And do like Jesus would. Fly your flag like a rebel while the South's gonna do its a man for its head. And it's just that same it's Christian run. Well, you know they cater only to the inbred and dumb. Can't spell a word that's bigger than four. Base their votes on who invokes the name of their Lord. Education is the devil and the South's gonna do its a man for its head. Judgment Day's coming down the track before their time, with them good old boys and gals taking their lives. Can't get any dumber than Southern pride. Praise Bush, Robertson, and Jesus Christ. Be proud. You're a 25%er, be loud. When debating a dissenter, look around. For a crown hold to enter, pull down. You pass the Creedmoor in, have another bud baby, cause the South's gonna do its a man for its head. Oh!
14 till noon at 560 WQAM. Happy Friday for you, the 1st of Febrero. And it looks like, I thought the snow had stopped, which it did for a little bit here.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, well, gee, what's the big deal about this? This is going to be another one of these false alarms where they predict a foot of snow and we get 3-4 inches. But I'm looking on the radar, and there's a whole new batch coming from the south, coming straight up at us. Yeah.
You don't have
So I think it was a really good idea for people to stay home today and stay off the roads and don't go to school and don't go to shul and don't go to Woodbine. Right. Well, I'm not going to Woodbine today. I mean, it's fun. It's my hobby, but something that's not worth dying for.
I'll gamble enough for the both of us. The weather's great here.
No, you won't.
Oh, I won't gamble your kind of bucks.
Well, why not? Why not?
Send me some down there.
Pretty soon I'm going to be out there on the beach, with a cup. Spare some change? How's it going, eh?
I'm sure they'll let you hang out down here, at the track.
I don't want to hang out down there. My dying days are not going to be in Florida, I'll tell you that right now. There is no way. Even at death, I'll never be old enough to be down there again. A day or two here and there, that's fine. Get a little business done, take care of a few things. Mm-hmm. That's it. Now that we've gotten that slot thing on here, which, wasn't really very exciting.
It wasn't a very noisy machine, though.
No, it wasn't good. Now let's go over to Gulfstream. They're analyzing race 6 already. Oh, geez, we missed the... He'll be long gone by that time.
Second, got beat about 2 lengths, so he's getting back into a conditioned race.
Where are the races from that I'm watching right now? I mean, one just finished. Oh, these are replays?
I don't know. Are they Gulfstream replays? Probably.
Yeah. Aqueduct.
Oh, Aqueduct. 43 minutes to post time. I wouldn't get to it. So we're just showing you the replays from yesterday. Well, it's easy to bet on those.
He's going to take over this afternoon for Miners Lamp. He's got the number 1 saddle towel, but he actually comes from post 3 because of the entry, the 1A, and then the 1A de los...
It's the 1A. Well, they're on the 6th race already analyzing. I've got the entries here for the first 2. And again, I don't have the racing form, so I have really no information. 3-year-old fillies in the first race, 7 of them.
I have the racing
6.
Form.
What?
Steve Sloan just handed me a program.
No, not a program won't do you any good. Program gives you the same information I got here in front of me.
Okay.
The racing form is what you need.
Right.
And
well,
Steve Sloan ain't going to buy you a racing form because they're like, I don't know.
He might.
I doubt it. Probably by now they would probably cost $2-3 at least.
I bet you he's connected in here. I bet you can swing one for free like this.
I would think so. I would sure hope so. I mean, if we're going to be there promoting a Don Handicap at Gulfstream tomorrow and everybody come out and play the slots, it just seems to me that that's the least, is bring you a racing form. Maybe somebody already threw one on the ground in disgust, although it's kind of hard to do that hour and a half before the first race. Although, maybe they tried to handicap him and they just couldn't come up with a winner. Well, it's only a 6-horse field in the second race, and you've got a 6-5 favorite there with John Velasquez. Wow.
Well, we're just going to bet names and colors and stuff like that anyway, right?
No. What do you mean names and colors? No, we did not. I bet jockeys last time. Names and colors.
Oh, look at that pretty horse.
It's like that. I told you the story a million times about these old ladies. They must have been 150 years old. It was at Finger Lakes Racetrack, and I'm sitting there. It's under the category of just keep your stupid mouth shut, you fat old queen. Although I wasn't that old at this. This is a long time ago. And they had a horse that was number 2. I'll never forget. It was thoroughbred track, Finger Lakes. And number 2, the name of the horse was Old English. Isn't it amazing? This is a zillion years ago.
Wow.
And I looked at the horse, and I'm looking at the last few lines, and one of them said, did not finish, bled, broke down, and I'm looking at the board, and the horse is 99-1. And, of course, what horse do they like when they come out for the post-parade? Oh, look at that number 2. He looks so beautiful. Look at that. We're going to go bet number 2. And I said, I open up a mouth, like an idiot. Just sit there and keep your mouth shut. Don't tout anybody, okay?
Right.
I said, I don't want to, I try to mind my own business, but I heard you're going to go bet number 2, and he's 99-1, the longest shot on the board, and the last 2 races he bled and didn't finish the race.
Oh, thank you so much, mister. That's so nice of you. We don't want to throw away our money.
Mm-hmm. Then what happened?
And, of course, you know who won the race.
Number 2.
Yes. And that's what I went and did. Oh, I didn't come back anywhere near them after that. 99-1. Now, you know how often a 99-1 shot comes in? Like once every 6 months.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, Javier Castellanos on the 3 and the 6th race. Love you, Javier. But we're not going to be betting that race. Oh, he's 2-1. He's the morning line chalk. I'm going to look that up, I think. I'm going to Google it during the next break.
Okay.
Where that expression came from. The favorite being the chalk.
And then after that, you can explain icing.
Yeah. We can explain why Neil's giving up hockey, okay? The Leafs suck.
Placement portfolios. Your
retirement. Oh, my God. They're just pathetic. But they cry a lot.
Luongo in Florida all those years.
Oh, it's Craig Button, another figure skater.
So maybe they went to the book tonight to get some of those points.
We go to Brad Richards to get some post-game reaction after this lightning victory.
Hey, Brad, take your clothes off, Brad. Come on.
Brad Richards.
Man.
What an intense atmosphere it was out there. You don't see these guys very
often. He's my kind of guy,
had a
you know
little bit of everything.
It did. We were ready to play tonight. We got down a couple times, but we kept coming back and answered to the physical part of the game and scored some goals.
Such a tough team.
We got to win some hockey games. That's what Matt Sundin always says. We got to win some hockey games, but you're not, so that's the way it goes. 238 votes on our food poll. I still can't believe it. Candy is in last place. They're just doing that to aggravate me, don't you think?
No. See, that's
I'm the
why
only
you're
one
fat.
that's addicted to sugar?
No, you're not the only one. It's just that most people, that's dessert. That's, not as
not
big a deal
dessert.
as steak. Steak's always going to win these kinds of polls. It's you fat diabetics that are all into candy and ice cream. Right, Chris?
Uh-huh.
Don't disturb the turd, okay?
They're going to be sawing his legs off any minute. You watch.
Man, they're going to be flushing him down the toilet. More than 1 million Iraqis, speaking of being flushed down the toilet, have died as a result of the conflict in their country since the U.S.-led Iraq attack in 2003, according to research conducted by one of Britain's leading polling groups. More than 1 million people have died in Iraq, not to mention the 4,000 American soldiers and who knows who else.
But who's counting?
The survey conducted by Opinion Research Business with 2,414 adults in face-to-face interviews found that 20% of people had at least one death in their household as a result of the conflict rather than natural causes. The last complete census in Iraq conducted in 1997 found 4.05 million households in the country, a figure ORB used to calculate that approximately 1.03 million people died as a result of the war. ORB originally found that 1.2 million people had died, but decided to go back and conduct more research in rural areas to make the survey as comprehensive as possible, and then came up with a revised figure. The research covered 15 of Iraq's 18 provinces. Those that were not covered include two of Iraq's more volatile regions, Karbala and Anbar, and the northern province of Arbil, where local authorities refused them a permit to work. Estimates of deaths in Iraq have been highly controversial in the past. Medical journal The Lancet published a peer-reviewed report in 2004 stating that there had been 100,000 more deaths than would normally be expected since the March 2003 invasion, kicking off a storm of protest. The widely watched website Iraq Body Count, oh, that's one of my favorites, currently estimates that between 80 and 88,000 people have died in the conflict, although its methodology and figures have also been questioned by U.S. authorities and others. So it's between 80,000 and a million. It's like what you're going to leave Gulfstream with today, between 80 cents and a million.
All right.
The director of the group, Alan Hyde, said it had no objective other than to record as accurately as possible the number of deaths among the Iraqi population as a result of invasion and ensuing conflict. ORB is a non-government-funded group founded in 94. Bada beep, bada boop, bada bop. Wow. And there's the man responsible right there.
The fundamentals are strong.
Yeah, the fundamentals are strong. You're crazy. Crazy and you're sick and you're a bunch of butchers and murderers. And McCain is even more of a hawk and a lunatic than this guy. And Republicans say, oh, we love John McCain. We just can't get enough of John McCain. He's insane.
He's going to invade
Iran. He's the
Iran.
bane of my existence. Maybe Gary Bain is riding this afternoon at Gulfstream, although I'm not too sure he's still alive. Anybody remember Gary Bain?
Who?
I see Jose Velez Jr. is riding over there in Tampa, I believe, Jose. He called my show once or twice over the years, back when I was really, popular. All kinds of people, Mike Gonzalez, all sorts of folks from racing and all over the world would call in.
Those were the days.
Now, no calls.
Yeah. You could have been a contender.
I could have been a contender, and now that I'm trying to, hang on by my thumbnails with that miserable 8 share that we just had in the last book.
Yeah, I know. Obviously, there's no market for those
I
kinds
got
of ratings.
Roma Kent doing everything in her power to, just sit on her fat ass and, and live life as a professional queen. That's Norma. Oh, well, this one said this, and I got an email from that one, and, yeah. Mm-hmm. I might as well, when next December 31st comes, I might as well go to the balcony and take the mic out there. We've talked about I can get a long mic cord.
Yeah.
And
they have wireless now.
Just jump. Because Norma can't end, trust me when I tell you, write this down in big, bold letters, Norma won't.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Mark Morgan, it's the 12 to 1 hour on QAM.
I'm not a violent person. Fighting movies don't fire up this dude. But now my loins are burning with all these gladiators almost nude. And the 300 trailer made me go to see them naked blow by blow. I found a firm reason to see the movie 300 this week.
You fairy.
I'll give you a stiff, hard clue. Yes, the reason is dudes. Oh my gosh, are you kidding? Boots, masks, swords, sweaty skin? Ride me into battle, but don't pull out that sword until you've seen the whites of their thighs.
1201 at 560 WQM. Boy, we're digging out a lot of dusting off all the old stuff, man.
So,
like Ross Perot would say, yes.
You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. And there they go. Bye. Bye, Ron. Bye, Daron. They showed up.
You are joking.
I wish I was.
Did you beat them up?
No.
They showed up for what purpose?
What other? What
to
other
hassle
purpose?
and annoy?
To touch the flesh. To feel the flesh, to be near the flesh.
No, seriously, I'm asking you a serious question. Can anybody in this station have a real conversation?
I'm telling you,
like
what do stalkers do? What do stalkers do? They stalk.
They stalk.
Well,
how did you know who it was?
Are you kidding me? You saw the guy. You know. You've seen pictures of them, right? And first of all, they
I've
opened
never
up.
seen Prozac Ron.
I heard them. I heard them before I saw them coming around the corner. Doing their Gilbert cackle coming around the corner. And with the female friend, I said, "There's nothing funny. Get them to stop." And then I told them both. I said, if you don't want people to hate you, all you got to do is nothing. Nothing's easier to do than nothing. Just do nothing, and people won't hate you anymore. Just stop.
And they said,
just cut the crap. I didn't mean to make anybody mad or anything like that. I said, yes, you did.
Give me a break. They didn't mean to make anybody mad?
Right.
Calling 85,000 times?
Sure.
An hour?
But they were here, and then they ran off.
They were here, and what did they say?
They said...
How long were they there?
During that commercial break, during the length of that commercial break.
Yeah.
And I was on a phone call.
And they came up to you and they introduced themselves to you?
Well, yeah. We got a picture.
And you didn't shoot them?
Wait till you see. I didn't bring my gun today.
Oh, what a waste. If you only
I do have a collapsible baton, but, there are all these people here, witnesses, cameras everywhere.
Mm-hmm. So in other words,
they would arrest me.
We're asking people to come out there and say hi to you and interact with you and schmooze and come on out to Gulfstream. And what we get is the chronics, just like the guy with the eyes that used to show up all the time. He showed up.
Careful what you wish for.
Oh, what you did to the bird was unconscionable. What you did to the bird.
Last time we did this, beautiful women brought me giant bags of crack cocaine. This time, that's what I get.
Ron and moron.
Mm-hmm.
That's shocking.
I know.
Depressing. Very depressing.
Let's see if they keep it up.
What do you mean?
Well, because I tried to plead my case very civilly to them to just cut the crap. Think that'll work?
Cut what crap? We're not taking calls.
Well, I mean, there are not going to be any calls anymore, but I'll take someone I'm on.
Oh, I see what you're saying, yeah. Well, why don't you do the last 2 hours would be good. I can go take a nap. Well, and the good news is that school was closed today, so nobody missed any school today. Thank God.
No harm, no foul. All right.
Isn't that good?
Yeah.
So 3 out of 4, that's 75%.
Woo!
Now, come on, give credit where credit is due.
I will. When
somebody has to turn their whole lifestyle around and start getting up real early in the morning, somebody who used to party all night and sleep all day.
That's right. When he brings that first paycheck home, I will throw a party down here for him. I'll pour
255 votes on our food poll. You just mind your own business, okay? That's why I got to get me a new agent. I think I'm going to call that guy this afternoon. I got nothing special on my agenda.
Just talk.
I'm going to call that guy.
Can't hurt to
I'm
talk.
going to talk to him and say, are you like a real person, or are you just another one of these phantom people that Boca Brian invents?
Mm-hmm. Won't hurt to talk.
Now, have you spoken to this person?
Sure, met him twice. Had
you met him twice?
Long lunch meetings with him, yes.
And said what? Let's do it right on the air here. Let's negotiate my new...
Bada beep.
Yeah.
Well, he's been listening to the show.
That's what Norma is saying. That's what Norma's talking to his people about. Bada boop, bada beep, like that.
Well, he's a real lawyer that belongs to a real agency there in Boca, and he does business with agencies, with talent agencies and agents, and that's I guess that's how and why Boca found him in the first place. And we had long conversations about the history of it. He's a big fan of the show. He's been listening for years, so he knows about you, me, the ratings, what we can do, and the money and all of that stuff. He thinks it's embarrassing that you haven't been nationally syndicated by anyone that you've ever worked for. That there's no excuse for that. He knows, he's very aware of what's going on in the world of talk radio and how all these very, very mediocre talents are making a lot of money and they're nationally syndicated and they're weak. They're not nearly as they're doing the Pledge of Allegiance or the national anthem right now. So I'm talking
Gulfstream.
Very unpatriotic. Should I be standing or something?
No.
Okay. So yeah, we talked a couple times about what he can possibly do and this and that, but I told him that I do whatever you do, and I'm not gonna just go out off by myself. Yeah, bye Ron, bye Daron. They're just walking by again. There they go again. And the deal is they don't make money unless they make some for you.
Yeah.
That was what they he.
Track is sloppy at Aqueduct. 25 minutes till post time for the first race.
Cool.
I wonder
like agents, he'll find an agent representation and do a percentage deal.
But that's part of
what
he would find an agent
Alyssa
to represent you.
She's on the racing network. Alyssa Blow.
And it would be for a percentage. So whoever represents you, the agent, that will take a percentage of whatever they make for you / us.
Well, a percentage of something would be better than no percentage.
A percentage
of
something would be better than than a percentage
what's
of nothing.
Going on right now?
And then all of nothing.
Hey Norma, you're driving me nuts. You're making me very angry.
So I think you should just talk to him, because, I trust your judgment. He's not a good-looking guy, so you're probably going to have good judgment with him.
Brian Ross, Maddie Sauer, and Rhonda Schwartz write this on ABC News. Clinton remained silent as Walmart fought unions. Right up your alley, since you hate Walmart so badly.
Yes, I do, and her.
In 6 years as a member of the Walmart Board of Directors between 1986 and 1992, Hillary Clinton remained silent as the world's largest retailer waged a major campaign against labor unions seeking to represent store workers. Clinton's been endorsed for president by more than a dozen unions, according to her campaign website, which omits any reference to a role at Walmart in its detailed biography of her. Walmart's anti-union efforts were headed by one of Clinton's fellow board members, John Tate, a Walmart executive vice president who also served on the board with Clinton for 4 or 6 years. Tate was fond of repeating, as he did at a managers' meeting in 2004 after his retirement, what he said was his favorite phrase: labor unions are nothing but blood-sucking parasites living off the productive labor of people who work for a living. Walmart, says Tate's comments, were his own and don't reflect Walmart's views. But Walmart founder Sam Walton and other company officials often recounted how they relied on Tate to lead the company's successful anti-union efforts. An ABC News analyzation of the videotapes at least 4 stockholder meetings where Clinton appeared shows she never once rose to defend the role of American labor unions. The tapes broadcast this morning on Good Morning America, meaning yesterday, were provided to ABC News from the archives of Flagler Productions, a Kansas company hired by Walmart to record its meetings and events. A former board member told ABCNews.com that he had no recollection of Clinton defending unions during more than 20 board meetings held in private. The tape showed Clinton in the role of a loyal company woman. I'm always proud of Walmart and what we do and the way we do it better than anybody else, she said at a June 1990 stockholders meeting. Bitch. Clinton wouldn't agree to be interviewed on the subject, but now says she no longer shares Walmart's values and believes unions have been essential to our nation's success. Right. The videotapes do show that Clinton used her role to push for more environmentally friendly policies and better treatment of women. We've got a very strong-willed young woman on our board now. Her name is Hillary, said Walmart founder Sam Walton at a 87 stockholders meeting in describing Clinton's role in pushing for more women to be hired in management positions. Critics say Clinton's efforts produced few tangible results, and Walmart is now defending itself in a lawsuit brought by 16 current and former female employees. I don't doubt the sincerity of her efforts, but we don't see much evidence that conditions for women at Walmart changed much during the late 80s and early 90s, said Joe Sellers, one of the lawyers suing Walmart on behalf of the women. Walmart declined to comment to ABC News about the lawsuit, but the company has said previously it's confident it didn't discriminate against female employees. Senator Clinton has recently sought to distance herself from Walmart. In a campaign speech last year in New Hampshire, she said, "Now I know that Walmart's policies don't reflect the best way of doing business and the values I think are important in America." Now she knows, now that she's running for president. Her Senate campaign returned a $5,000 contribution from Walmart PAC, although ABCNews.com discovered another $20,000 in contributions from Walmart executives and lobbyists. Clinton spokesperson Howard Wolfson said there is no basis to return that money. According to the New York Times, Senator Clinton maintains close ties to Walmart executives through the Democratic Party and the tightly knit Arkansas business community. The May 20th, 2007 article also reported that her husband, Bubba, speaks frequently to Walmart's current chief executive, H. Lee Scott Jr., and held a private dinner meeting at the Clintons' New York home July 2006 for him. President Clinton defended his wife's role on the Walmart board last week after the issue was raised by Barack Obama in a debate. His wife did not try to change the company's minds about unions, the former Arkansas governor said. We lived in a state that had a very weak labor movement, where I always had the endorsement of the labor movement because I did what I could to make it stronger. She knew there was no way she could change that, not with it headquartered in Arkansas, and she agreed to serve, President Clinton said. In a written statement, Clinton spokesperson Wolfson said, "As president, she'll fight alongside labor to promote the economic growth of America's middle class." He said Clinton strongly believes Walmart workers should be able to unionize and bargain collectively. He didn't directly respond when asked why she didn't quit the board over the company's anti-union efforts. Walmart was Arkansas's largest employer when Sam Walton asked Clinton to join the board. He said, as the first woman to join Walmart's board, she worked hard to make it a better corporate citizen. In his statement, Walmart described Senator Clinton as a valuable contributor who pushed us to be a better company, a better bunch of grave robbers, a better bunch of lunatics. Oh, my God. 267. Now, what's the story? You're watching. We got 15 minutes to post at Tampa Bay Downs for the first race, where the race caller is a maniac, just screamer and yeller. Maniac.
Right.
So your two friends are gone now?
Yeah, they were.
Don't forget, once they're gone.
They walk past what? Are they here? Oh,
no, I don't want them to be there. I'm just saying they're gone.
No. Carlos just pointed over to where they're at. They're skulking around, apparently.
Oh, they're still there lurking?
They're lurking.
Hi, Ron. Hi, Ron. I mean, so you've seen Prozac Ron before?
Miguel had a picture of him that he emailed me back when.
Where did he get that?
He came to an appearance, and Miguel snapped a shot of him.
I mean, it's one thing to be a crazy person on the phone. It's another thing to actually come out and show yourself, your personhood in public.
No, I don't have my stun gun, or my taser, or my real gun, but I do have a collapsible baton. And it's a good thing I was on a phone call during that break.
Why is that?
Because otherwise I would have gotten up and done something, and then I'd be in the back of a cop car right now, and I don't think we have a wireless mic with us.
Well, that would have been fun. You could call in on a cell phone again.
Sure, I could call in from the jailhouse phone.
Now, thanks, Brandon. That was a good idea, having you play that machine, even though it was terminal. But,
yes, it was, and expensive, but still, I had a great time. That's what it's all about, right?
You had a great time playing the machine?
Sure.
You were on it for like 2 or 3 minutes. It's not like you hit anything good.
No.
Maybe I should go back and do it again. Point up 50 cents. I told you, take the 50 cents, baby.
Let me go try it again.
No. What, you're going to blow another $20? Not on that machine, man. Don't play card machines. Don't play these...
Listen, I blow $20 all the time routinely. It's nothing new.
And well... no comment. Just don't get smart.
Blow chunks.
Yeah, that's what I'm ready to do right now, I'll tell you. 270 votes on the poll, and candy is still in last. What's the food you absolutely can't do without? Candy's only got 7 votes. Like I said, more from me.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
The man.
Neil God. Lonely, but can't get to an airport men's room? Then call 1-900-LARRY, and you'll feel like you're in the next stall.
I'm a fairly wide guy.
Call 1-900-LARRY to hear more.
I tend to spread my legs when I lower my pants.
Ooh, how long before the hunky, hypocritical Larry Craig satisfies your every need?
Oh, a minute or 2 at the most.
Oh, he's good. And how often should you call?
Almost weekly.
We agree. So resign yourself to your fantasies and call 1-900-LARRY now. Men only. No women, please.
I don't do those things.
12:18, it's not what we heard. He's got a wide stance. You know what he means? A wide stance in his pants when he lowers his pants. You're going to be excited about this story. Are you there?
I wonder what happened.
What just happened to George?
I do not know.
Maybe he got into a brawl with those 2 retards.
I was on the phone. I was on the phone.
What do you mean you were on the phone?
I was on the phone. Sorry. It's a very important call.
About what?
Sex.
Oh, well, then that's okay.
Thank you.
Like I said, you're going to be interested in this story. It's a good thing you're listening now. Get off the damn phone.
Right.
WSBN's parent company, Sunbeam Television, is in a fight to keep from being forced to move out of the current studios in North Bay Village. Our former next-door neighbors, baby.
Right.
That cheapskate Ed Anson. They ran a 5-minute story twice during the news yesterday regarding the developer who bought the adjacent WIOD property and their plans to erect 2 21-story condo buildings, eliminating all of WSBN's parking spaces, along with the main driveway, which is on the developer's side, effectively forcing Channel 7 to move out or close up shop. Wow. How the mighty have fallen, baby. In 2005, a circuit court and an appellate court sided with Sunbeam TV, enforcing a contract they signed with WIOD in 1962, which forbids either of the 2 parties from making property modifications without prior approval from the other side. Despite that court decision, however, the developer is proceeding with the plans. North Bay Village Zoning Board has approved these plans, and the city's about to vote, with Mayor Keller stating on camera that they're not going to let the court opinion influence their decision, whatever that means. This week, Sunbeam went back to the courts, asked them to enforce the previous court order, and Ed Anson says they'll have no choice but to file a lawsuit against the city itself if it makes a decision before the legal issues have been resolved. He also said he wants to be reasonable and work out a compromise with the developers so they could build some condos on some of the property. Don't be messing with Ed Anson, okay? He'll be sending that team of reporters to your neighborhood. Right. 9 minutes to post time at Aqueduct. And less than that at Tampa Bay. What do we got at Tampa Bay?
I don't have
5 minutes at Tampa Bay.
Other races
it's pouring cats and dogs, man. At Aqueduct, they've got ice pellets. How could it be 44 degrees and they've got ice pellets? Can you answer me that, Mr. Meteorologist?
Sure I can. Because it's colder where the ice pellets developed and formed and they don't melt just yet. In other words, they fall from the sky from a much colder, higher atmosphere.
They're
and they
high?
don't melt just yet, yes. They'll melt eventually, but, they're falling faster than they're melting.
Boy, oh boy, it's nasty. I love that. I love a sloppy day at the track. The track is sloppy. And the half of the entry, the one is scratched, the 1A is still in. And the 3 is 6 to 5. That's Javier Castellano, boy. That's my boy, Javier. Do something about those zits, sweetheart. But he's a wonderful jockey. He's good. And he looks good, too. Oh, Neil, you bet on jockeys because they're cute? I don't bet on anybody. I don't believe in gambling. It's against my religion.
What are you, Hindu?
I had the super.
Oh, boy. You know something? I would actually make the effort of writing that book you're always telling me how to write. I know nobody would read it, but I think I would enjoy it.
Hey, it's all about marketing anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
when you're marketed the way that I've been marketed the last several years, wow. Both by my agent and by this radio estacion. I think I'm going to send over the weekend, I'm going to send Jolly Joe Bell a conciliatory email saying, let's kiss and make up. And, for about twice what I was making before, I'll think about it.
All right.
I mean, if he's going to make me an absurd offer, why shouldn't I make him an absurd one back? You know damn well that they're just playing games with me, don't you think?
No, I think they want to fail.
No, they don't want to fail. They had a party to celebrate our ratings last night. And, Neil Rogers was #1 midday. Ho, ho, ho. And he promised he'd come down here when something freezes over. That was the line. Wasn't that the line, Turdberger?
That would be it.
Yeah, Turdberger told me this before the show this morning. He was actually a little animated before the show started. But once we get on the air, he is Mr. Non-committal.
Huh?
Yeah, see what I mean? It's all right. You're doing a fine job. We appreciate whatever it is you're doing.
I've been trying to get him hooked on Coke.
Don't be doing that to a fat guy for crying out loud.
He'll lose weight. It'll perk him right up.
Yeah, and it'll kill him.
Mm-hmm.
That's your deal with fat people. You want to kill them.
I don't want to kill them.
It looks like rain to me.
It
doesn't look like ice pellets to me at Aqueduct. I don't know. One thing about horse racing, man. If the track gets dangerous. And the drivers and the jockeys...
beautiful day. What? They have a lot of outdoor seating down here in the right in front of where we're at. It's a
beautiful day to go to Gulfstream this afternoon. Tomorrow's the big Don Handicap, one of the big races of the year.
Nice breezes.
And they got the slots on the inside. I think next time I come down there, I'm going to go and partake. I'm going to go to Pompano. I'm going to go to Gulfstream. Maybe even Mardi Gras.
Why not?
Here comes the bunny, and there goes your money. I like the dog races. It's fun. Especially if you're old like me. What?
Never been to the dog races.
I just can't believe it. You've been down there most of your life.
Right?
Boy, it looks like we've got a whiteout. I'm looking outside, and it's not. It's because of the...
The what?
Because it's like foggy and smoggy. Not because it's snowing right at the moment. Well, I'm trying to think of a word for it. Crappy. Schmitty.
Right, overcast.
It's a crappy day. Oh, now that's just overcast. It's nasty, and there's some really bad stuff on the way. I think you ought to do the last hour and a half. Although I hope that we got you're only 2 minutes away from, I think to get us in the mood, although this isn't going to work out. Well, we can do the break whenever the hell we want to do it. Right, Lump? That's what the lump says. We can do it whenever we want.
Exactly.
What are you laughing about?
That man. Oh, Carlos was making a funny face over here. So,
about what?
Did you... I don't know what it was about. He just stuck his tongue out and bugged his eyes out. It was hysterical.
Yeah. Probably about
I'm looking at the program over here. Have you picked a horse for me? Because just based on names, I like shorty pups.
It's too soon, man. It's too soon, man. The first race is 1:15. It's almost an hour away for crying out loud. Now, the last time you went out there, what did we do from 10 to noon? Because you were only there noon to 2.
Just this. This is what we're doing right now. We talked.
No, but
we talked S.
From 10 to noon, you weren't there last time. You said.
Yeah, he was.
You were?
Yeah, he was there
the whole show.
Then why did you say before we started at noon last time? What are you talking about?
No, they opened at noon last time, so there weren't any people around me. But this place opened at 10.
Well, maybe now that the public has rejected and repudiated our former fat-ass governor and said, take all your BS and go back to Tallahassee with a banjo on your knee, Jeb. You lunatic. Oh, here's the post parade at
Number 7, Ed's Princess.
Oh, they got this New Yorkie announcer not working today.
4 minutes to post.
This guy's okay. He's very, matter of fact. He's got a personality like a dead man. Like the lump, you know. Well, no, not that bad. Well, maybe we can catch I want to hear the race from Tampa. It's post time now, so we'll just push the break back a minute or so. It's not like we got 85-minute breaks like they do on that morning show. That was quite an experience, I'll be honest with you.
Really?
Doing that 9 to 10 hour, you don't think?
No, it is, and that's why...
You can't complain about the content in that hour because there isn't any, just spots.
So I tell you that, like, the show that Joe Rose does in the hallway, because he's got, like, half an hour per hour to
Now, does he sing live spots in the hallway, too?
He sings, he dances, he does sock puppets,
You'll feel like
he
you
does shadow puppets.
From the factory at quarter
More importantly, he talks about all of the interesting
things. He sounds so illiterate
things.
when he sings those spots. Is that on purpose or what?
He has so many interesting things to talk about.
Joe?
You'll never hear on the air. Joe.
Right, of course.
These former Dolphin superstars and, these jocks, these famous jocks, they got tales that'll set your hair on fire.
Oh,
You'll
no
never hear any of them
about
on the air. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, stuff that's going on right now, and you'll never hear
stuff that would make more guys tune in and listen because it would be very stimulating and scintillating.
But, we'll get through that filter that we have, the
How
quality
come we
filter.
haven't... Oh, we're finishing the post parade at Aqueduct before we finally are going to go over to Tampa? See, that's the one thing, when they load the horses in the gate. I know I've said this many, many times, and it's just about thoroughbred racing drives me crazy. Drives me nuts. Even veteran horses that have been racing for years, some of them really get spooked at the gate. Can I say that?
Forrest,
no, not anymore.
No, here we go, Tampa
Mike
Bay.
Allen
Wait till you hear this announcer, man. Crazy man. Screamer.
The Turfway Park Invader, Sheng. Second
Sheng.
choice at 5-2.
Oh, there's a 12-horse field. That's bad. That's all right. We'll just run 20 minutes of spots when we get ready, okay? Okay, Lump?
Right.
Waiting for Devil in the Dirt.
Devil in the Dirt.
Lucky Dragon.
Lucky
And
Dragon.
from the outside, Jigger.
I beg your pardon? What did he say?
Jigger.
Oh.
Pablo Morales, who will be morning show host.
Thank you so much.
We'll complete the lineup. They're at the post.
Couldn't do it again in a million years. Here he goes. Here we go. Get ready for a nervous breakdown. From Tampa Bay Downs. Come on, open that, hit that button, you idiot. Not you, the starter. Come on, hit the button, open the gate. Spring them loose. Send them on their way.
It is now post time.
Pretend that Mifo was there, okay, plunging his guts out. Come on, you can do it. Hit it. Start it. And they're showing they have one angle on the starting gate that's through a bunch of, like, eucalyptus trees. Is that what those are?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I'm watching it now as well.
Is that what those are? Eucalyptus tree. Boy, that's funky.
Why not?
They got the split screen. And this,
Maybe they're
whatever's
Malibu
going on. See, this is what I mean about getting the race started with thoroughbreds.
And they're off. Jigger is away alertly on the outside with Lucky Dragon. Now moving up from between horses, Starstruck Bow. Western Kingston is away with a top flight, and far back in the early going is Sheng. They move out of the 7 furlong shooting onto the main track. Jigger now has the lead along the rail. Starstruck Bow moves through now second. Western Kingston on the outside, and Clutch Hitter is advancing from between horses. Then it's 2.5 lengths farther back.
What word did you say?
Allen for Spying. Up between horses, Salty and Ruthless. Up on the far outside is Truly Amazing. Then it's 5 lengths farther back to Sheng, and far back is Devil in the Dirt.
Looks to me like the one's
3
going to win the
furlongs
race.
to go. It's Jigger and Pablo Morales on the lead by 3. Clutch Hitter is on the chase.
Come on,
second, 3
catch
quarters
that
of a length.
Jigger.
Western Kingston on the outside is third. 2.5 lengths farther back to Cliff's Gold, being set down for the drive for it. Sheng is full of run, trying to overcome the bad start on the far outside as they turn into the stretch. It's Jigger still with the lead.
No more, baby.
Western Kingston now moves
Here
up,
comes that
and
one.
Sheng is down the
He's
center of the
flattening
racetrack.
out. Bad.
Inside the final furlong.
Oh, look at that.
Western
Did you see that horse
Kingston
swerve?
has bolted to the outside. Sheng and Cliff's Gold will duel to the end. It's Sheng and Cliff's Gold heads apart.
What did I
Cliff's
tell
Gold
you?
prevails over Sheng, Salty and Ruthless.
Do I know my crap
and
or
Western
what?
Kingston bolts to the outside and finishes fourth.
Wow, that horse that bolted, man. That was John Bolton. And where's that Chigger?
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It's Friday, you bastard.
I'm dying over here. You fairy.
you listen to WIOD, the shows in the daytime are better. You never know it by the way that they are promoting the sports and the news and the weather. It's always Hank Goldberg and Sonny Hirsch and Josie Gagagagagagi. They ought to know by now. No one gives a crap about any of that. It's the talent that brings the money. And if that's all they're gonna tout, the talent is losing out. And buddy, if they screw it up, then I'm tuning out. Neil and Rick and Suds are what we're listening for. The ratings have never been better. But all you'll ever see on the TV or on the billboard is the coast or the sports or the weather. It's always Hank Goldberg and Sonny Hirsch and Josie Gagagagagagi. They ought to know by now. No one ever listens to that other crap. It's the talent that keeps the place running. And if that's all they're gonna tout, the talent is losing out. And buddy, if they screw it up, then I'm tuning out. Whoa, tuning out.
Are you watching on the monitor there? Oh, look at that. You see that horse bolt? Whoa!
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah.
He got spooked, baby, bad. Earlier in the race I was watching just
Listen,
now, there was
after
another
that last
commentary.
race, watch what you say after that, because we're already...
And who was talking on the air there during this last break?
That was me. It wasn't on the air. It was just down to Carlos.
It was on the air. I heard it.
No, you heard it, but it wasn't on the air.
It was on the air. He said, that Carlos is an a-hole or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I heard
Cut it out, lump. 304 vote on the poll. I'm not going to read the results till later on because we got that big race coming up at 1:15 and another one at 1:40 something.
Thank you, Steve.
What'd Steve bring you? What did he do for you?
Beer, more beer.
Got you more beer, huh?
We need to, Steve's a good guy. That fiasco that happened before wasn't his fault,
The what?
We had a conversation about that. Remember the whole thing, the reason that you think that he's a lunkhead in the first place? That wasn't his fault. The thing with that restaurant in the beginning, he's really a good guy, Steve Sloan, and he's keeping me
that's
in
good.
beer.
It's about time we got somebody in the sales department. Now, he's not even from North Carolina, is he?
No, he's not, so his days are probably numbered. He won't be here long.
Wow.
He's conscientious, and he's not from Raleigh.
Does he know any Jews?
He's doomed.
Well, he's out.
He's Jewish.
He is?
He is.
Steve Sloan is Jewish, and he's still working there at QAM?
Not for
my
long.
goodness. Don't let
Joe
Joe find out.
With an oven. I know.
Don't let those goyim from North Carolina find out. An undersea cable carrying internet traffic was cut off the Persian Gulf Emirate of Dubai, officials said today, the third loss of a line carrying internet and telephone traffic in 3 days.
The world is coming to an end.
Ships have been dispatched to repair 2 undersea cables damaged on Wednesday off Egypt. The ships were expected to reach the site of the break on Tuesday, with repairs completed by February 12. Stephen Beckert, an analyst with the Telegeography research company that consults on global internet issues, said those cables were likely damaged by ships' anchors. Those dangerous anchors. The loss of the 2 Mediterranean cables, Flag Telecom's Flag Europe-Asia cable, and CMeWe 4, a cable owned by a consortium of more than a dozen telecom companies, has snarled internet and phone traffic from Egypt to India. Officials said Friday it was unclear what caused the damage to Flag's Falcon cable about 50 kilometers off Dubai. A repair ship was en route. Eric Schoonover, a senior analyst with Telegeography, said the Falcon cable is designed on a ring system, enabling traffic to be more easily routed around damage. It's on a ring thing. Beckert stressed that although the problem created a big pain for many carriers, it didn't compare to the several months of disruption in East Asia in 2006 after an earthquake damaged 7 undersea cables near Taiwan. Schoonover said a similar internet problem couldn't happen in the U.S. We have all the content here. He said it's not going to be felt other than we won't get the BBC. Oh, let me see if I can get BBC.
Okay.
Well, maybe they're making it up. BBC. Anything going on there on the track? Now, can you see the track from where you are, or just the monitor?
Just a little piece of it. There's like
there's
double
BBC
doors and everything.
Home. This crap, we can't get the BBC. What kind of a lion sack?
They got the tractor, smoothing out the track right now. The tractors, I should say.
BBC is just fine, by the way. So don't believe this Schoonover guy.
All right.
So you can see the track from where you
I can
are.
see the track, but it's like I don't have this huge view of it. I've got like this little window over here.
Well, that's another thing with the thoroughbreds. There's nothing going on between races as far as horses coming out and warming up for a few, for a later race like in harness racing.
Right.
They warm up
They should
3
have,
miles.
how about some dancing girls in between
Got
races?
that?
They ought to.
Oh, I see.
I'm just throwing suggestions out there. I mean, if they want to
They
get me
can get
back
them in Hallandale, some old dancing girls.
Sure. There's some in the room here with me.
Old dancing girls? Or just old ladies, old yentas? Is there any
Dancing.
old yentas there from Hallandale? Maybe Sonny Rosenberg's there. Maybe his mother. She's 145.
A little louder. Everyone's got a hearing aid in here.
What?
What?
You fairy. Sonny Rosenberg, Hubdeer and Dreard. How do you like that? That should get him alert, yeah. Oh, and in honor of Hallandale, we better play all the Hallandale bits today, too. Don't let me forget.
Biggest
All right.
I love
Hallandale Vice.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It's Fatwa Friday, you bastards.
Coming up cheesecake. Oi! It's making the knees shake. All of the old folks off at the mall. They're checking their CDs. No, they never say please. Just waiting for the early bird special to come. I'm dying over here. Wasting away again in good old Hollywood. Searching for the false teeth they left in a glass. And how dare they claim that there's a talk host to blame, but they know, oh God, it's their own damn fault. They're shoving in line to get the early bird on time. They're pushing just as hard as they can. And once they are seated, they get overheated and start stuffing rolls and sweet and low in their bags. Wasting away again in good old Hollywood. Looking for that long-lost fountain of youth. And how dare they say that it's a bowl of prunes a day, but for some, an enema in the blues. The old folks don't know the reason why nothing is pleasing. Their muscles ache and their teeth just don't fit. But what does it matter when they call up Neil and chatter? I hate you, Neil, and never listen to your show. They're wasting away again in good old Hollywood. Just a box of Metamucil and a radio. And how dare they claim that it's a talk host to blame, but Neil knows they can't wait for his show. And Hallandale, they claim that it's a dark horse to blame. But Neil knows they just can't wait for his show.
I'm dying over here.
12:49. It's 11 to 1 at 560 WQM. We got George out at Gulfstream today. I bet you thousands of our listeners have come by and said, "Hey, George, bet me two in the first race."
Several have, not thousands, but you know.
Have they given you any tips yet?
Half a dozen. No tips. Gifts.
Gifts? Like
Gifts.
what?
DVDs, hats, drugs,
Really?
and I got flashed.
Oh no.
Yeah.
By a guy, no doubt.
No.
Oh, really? Well, so what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
317 votes on our food poll. We'll get to the result eventually. I don't know. I'm depressed about it. Because candy's still in last place. And ice cream isn't doing that well either. It's third last. Now, do you really believe that?
Yeah.
There's something wrong with it. No, I don't buy it. I'm sorry.
So
there are too many people. I'm not the only one addicted to
know.
these refined carbs, man. Addicted. Obsessed.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hallandale, by the way, I just printed out a really interesting story here from Forbes.com. America's most miserable cities.
Hallandale?
No.
No. I was going to say, these people all seem pretty chipper here.
Well, that's because they don't live there, I'm sure. You think the people that are there at the track live in Hallandale?
Yeah, they look like they do.
Why, they're all over the age of 100?
Uh-huh.
Oh, like I said.
Not all of them.
Must be from the hood. Now, let's see. Let me take a look and see what the thing here. I'm sure on the 421. There it is, Gulfstream. Oh, even money on the one gets the early money. Even money on the one. Woo! Oh, and the 5 is scratched in the first race. Olive oil with Elvis Trujillo. Elvis has left the building. Now, what was the horse that I liked? I didn't like any of them. Edgar Prado, the 4. He's 2 to 1.
What does it mean when a track's sealed?
Abarcoa is. This can't be the right race. Oh, there it is. He's 7 to 2. The 2. The deuce.
What does it mean when the track is sealed?
You're asking me? That's that polytrack crap. I have no idea what that means.
It just came up on the screen or something.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it.
All right.
I have no idea. You're asking me about thoroughbred racing and conditions and stuff like that. That's like when the turf is yielding, you know, and the track is sealed.
What? Oh, turf.
Turf. Grass.
Okay. Grass.
Yeah, grass. The 1 is even money, and look at that. He's 3 to 1 in the morning line, trained by Martin Wolfson and ridden by Carlos Oliveira. Diamonds in the sky. Woo! Although we got 23 minutes till post time. I was going to tell you to back wheel the double.
Huh?
To back wheel the... What's the chalk?
That sounds
5.
Sounds
I never did look that up, chalk. I like the chalk here. 6 to 5 in the morning line with John Velasquez in a 6-horse field. What's not to like? Although Cornelio Velasquez is on the 2, and she's 6 years old. She's only a 6-year-old in the race. But nevertheless, yeah, maybe we'll do that. But then if the 1 wins, if it comes like a 1 and 5 double, it's going to pay like about $5. And to back wheel it is going to cost you $12.
What does that mean?
That means like you're betting the daily double, okay?
Okay.
And you're betting back wheel means you're taking the horse in the second race and playing with all the horses in the first race. So no matter who wins the first race, you're still alive if your horse wins the second race. You get the daily double.
Well, I'm glad Steve Sloan
understood. So you hope for a long shot in the first race. What?
Steve's not in his head like, yeah, of course. How come that doesn't make any sense to you?
Steve knows what I'm talking about. He's probably been to the track. If he's Jewish, he's been to the track.
Sure.
He's also been in Hallandale if he's Jewish.
He knows all these people. Oy. They're all waving at him as they come in.
So what do you think of my idea, backweighting the chalk in the second race?
Yeah, it sounds great. I still don't know what that means, but sure.
And then you'll bet, all you're going to bet is $12.
That's fine. I got that.
And then you can bet the other $8 on that stupid machine there that you lost your $20 on. Oh, it's a good machine, man. Sound like crap to me. Don't. If you want to play cards, go play cards. Go to the poker room.
Right.
If you like your poker, you know.
I will.
But
maybe
if you want to play a slot machine, find something that's like slotsy. You know what I mean? Slotsy.
Sloppy?
Imagine living in a city with the country's highest rate for violent crime and the second highest unemployment rate. As an added kicker, you need more Superfund dollars allocated to your city to clean up contaminated toxic waste sites than just about any other metro area. Unfortunately, this nightmare is a reality for residents of Detroit. The Motor City grabs the top spot on Forbes' inaugural list of America's most miserable cities. What have I always told you? Ever been to Detroit? No, don't. Don't even think about it. Misery is defined as a state of great unhappiness and emotional distress. The economic indicator most often used to measure misery is the Misery Index. The index created by economist Arthur Oken adds the unemployment rate to the inflation rate. It's been narrow 7 to 9 range for most of the past decade, but it was over 20 during the late 70s. There also exists a misery score, which is a sum of corporate, personal, employer, and sales tax in different countries. France took the top spot with a score of 166.8, thanks to a top rate of 51% on personal incomes and 45% for employer Social Security. But there are other things that cause Americans misery, so we decided to expand on the Misery Index and the Misery Score to create our very own Forbes Misery Measure. We're sticking with unemployment and personal tax rates. We're adding 4 more factors that can make people miserable: commute times, weather, crime, and toxic waste dump in your backyard. We looked at only 150 largest metro areas, which meant a minimum population of 371,000. We ranked the cities on the 6 criteria above and added the ranks together to establish what we call the Misery Measure. Detroit's in the top spot. Its sister city, Flint, is ranked 3rd. If Detroit were a baseball team, we'd say they're in a slump, said Sperling. Both Detroit and Flint have suffered tremendously for the auto industry downturn. Flint's plight was immortalized in Michael Moore's movie Roger and Me, which chronicles Moore's attempts to meet with General Motors executive Roger Smith. Crime and unemployment are closely linked, according to Sperling, but our 3 most miserable places bear that out. Stockton, California is number 2, Detroit 1, Flint 3. All 3 are among the 8 worst cities in terms of both unemployment and violent crime. One is up to 6-5 now at Gulfstream. Somebody put some serious money on the beginning. Now, are these odds the track odds, or are these the Canadian pool? Can you see the odds board?
Yeah. What am I looking for, though?
No, the 1. 6-5 on the 1. 3-1 on the 2.
Which one, Carlos? Point it. Yeah, okay, I see it.
15-1 on the 3.
6-5.
What? 6-5 on the 1.
6-5 on the 1. Yes.
I just want to make sure we're looking at the same numbers.
Yes.
The U.S.'s 2 biggest cities both induced a ton of misery. New York was the 4th most miserable. L.A. clocked in at 6. As the financial capital of the world and home to Right Down Kings, Merrill Lynch, and Citigroup, New York appears poised for more misery in 2008. The people of La La Land had some of the best weather in the U.S., but scored poorly when it came to commute times, Superfund sites, and taxes. And we didn't even factor in air quality, where L.A. is the worst of the nation by far. The biggest surprise on the misery list is Charlotte, North Carolina, ranked 9. Oh, that tells us a lot. What about Raleigh? Charlotte's undergone tremendous economic growth in the past decade. The population has soared 32%, but the current picture isn't as bright. Employment growth hasn't kept up with population growth, meaning unemployment rates are up more than 50% compared with 10 years ago. Charlotte scored in the bottom half of all 6 categories and scored worst on violent crime, ranking 140th. So take heart, Detroit, you're not alone. After all, it says, misery loves company.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Boris Badanov, since Fearless Leader has won, Natasha and I no longer have to look for moose and squirrel. Instead, we listen to the Neil Rogers Fair and Balanced 1 to 2 hour.
They're 2 Miami cops with a hot new beat. They're on the streets fighting crime.
Hey, Pops, that's a handicapped space there.
Yeah. In Hallandale Vice.
We got a problem. The Gray Gang is up to their old tricks.
Lieutenant, isn't that the group of senior citizens who went around trying to get the early bird special after 7?
Yeah, they're back in town.
Let's go get them.
They'll stop at nothing to clean up the streets.
Hey, lady, you can't cross here. You'll have to cross at the light.
And they're determined to clean up the smuggling business.
All right, sister, you're under arrest.
Oh, so now you're arresting my wife. What's the charge?
Possession of powder. Open that purse, Tub. Let's see that white stuff. Yeah, just a thought. She's got over 100 bags in here.
Of what?
Sweet and low. From that restaurant you just came out of. Let's take them in.
Yes, they're coming to hit Miami cops on a hot new beat in Hallandale Vice. Premiering this fall on MBZ.
102 at 560 WQM. Direct from Hallandale, it's Little George, who sounds like he's on Uranus.
Well, I'm drunk.
No, you really sound far away now.
I'm sorry.
340 votes on the poll, so we're going to make that bet in a minute here. I'm going to add a little something to it, and you're going to bet $18.
All right. I give Steve my money. He's going to run to the window for me. But here's a pen, Steve.
Oh, you want to do it now?
Here goes some paper. No, he's just getting ready. You got paper? All right. He's gonna like he's got his headphones on and he's gonna do whatever it is that you say.
Okay, you're not gonna make a lot of money. You're gonna back wheel the 5
like when I go to work.
double. What?
Like when I go to work, I'm not gonna make a lot of money.
$2 daily double. You're gonna back wheel the 5, which is all 5. Got it?
Steve approves of that for some reason. Someone who
and an extra $2 1 5, 2 5, 4 5, and 6 5. Because those are the lowest. Because the double's not going to pay squat if the 5 wins.
He's nodding like that made some sense to him.
Well, there you go. So maybe you'll get your money back. So there's $18 and he's got it, and that's it. Okay,
Beautiful.
let's take a look at the poll while Steve is going to go make you some money. Well, I don't know. I have no racing for him. I'm just looking at names, and I just when a horse is 6 to 5 in the morning line, as much as I detest chalk.
Listen, I came out ahead last time. So.
Right.
We're 1 for 1.
And then you got that $20 you lost in that stupid machine, man. It was a bad
whatever.
machine,
I made it up in booze and food.
Well, good. I hate the chalk almost as much as I hate Wolf Blitzkrieg. Anyway, they're on their, look at this, they're hyperventilating.
Why are they wrong? A lot of Americans disagree and think that we need to move forward with new leadership. So that's why we're having this contest.
Attaboy, Barack. Kick her ass, baby. Get up and smack her right in the side of the head. What's a food you absolutely cannot live without? Beef or steak, 103. Now, I'll grant you, I love my cheeseburgers, man. I love a great steak like a Ruth Chris like that. I never make steaks here myself anymore. I used to.
Why not?
I don't know. I got that flavor wave.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to.
All right.
But if I had to choose, in other words, if that's something I had to give up, I could do it.
Okay.
But not the audience. Beef or steak, 103. Bread, 50. If I never had another piece of bread in my life, I could do it.
5 horses scratched in the second race.
The 5 horses scratched in the second race?
That's right.
Oh, no. The chalk? I looked that up, by the way. I can't figure out why they use that term.
And the 3 horse.
The 3 and the 5. So it's a 4 horse race? What kind of a race is that?
4 horse race. Did you bet anything? Go bet something.
What do you mean?
Told Steve to go bet something.
Well, let's take the 2, okay, with Cornelio Velasquez in the second race.
All right.
You got it? So let's back wheel the 2. Look, you know what I want to say about this?
What?
I'll tell you in just a second. I'll find it.
Okay.
Here it is.
It screws up all my arrangements.
Right. So back wheel the 2.
Everybody's betting on
and bet the extra doubles with the 1 and 2, 2 2, 4 2, 6 2. Okay? Just substitute the 2 for the 5. Because now with the 5 out, the 2 will be probably a heavy favorite in the second race.
It's like I know you're speaking English, and Steve understands it.
Yeah, well, that's all that counts. He's the one that's going to go make the bet, as long as he brings it back all 2. Okay, all 2, and then those extra 4.
What a beautiful, tall, tanned woman that just walked by.
Well, great. There's Hillary. She's not beautiful or tall or tan.
You go to work for the Children's Defense.
Oh, God. Okay, food you absolutely can't live without. Beefsteak bread. Pizza's third with 37. I'll go along with that. I can live without it, but I do like it. And I can only eat the topping, although once in a while I eat the crust, and I shouldn't. And my blood sugar goes... Of all the foods that I eat that send my blood sugar skyrocketing faster and more dramatically, pizza, it's in the crust.
All for me.
It's the crust in your underwear, man. Seafood, 30. Fruits, 29. Get out of here, fruits, 29. Like what?
Yeah. Like
bananas. What? Like an apple, a banana? Oh,
like kiwis, like pomegranates.
Pasta, 25. Chicken, 22. Chicken, feh. If I never saw another chicken, it would be too soon. Vegetables, 17. Ice cream, 14. More people would rather give up ice cream than vegetables.
That's...
You see what I'm
bizarre.
saying?
Yeah, that's
This poll is just to piss me off is what they're doing. I can tell.
I think so.
Ice cream, 14. Bacon, 11. And candy, 9. 8. Last place, candy. They can take it or they can especially leave it. 8 votes out of 354. Now, what do we have on the first poll? We did over 1,000 when I Schmidt canned it.
1044.
The lump says we did 1044 and 354. 8. Stop laughing every time I say that. 1398, so we're at 1,400 licked. What's so funny about that? He's the lump, that's all. I mean, it's not a bad thing. He knows it. I guess he's
a very sensitive guy.
I want to do what? Huh? Woo! Okay, let me get off of CNN here. Why did I go back to CNN?
I don't know.
Let me go
Get to important stuff like what do you mean money already? I got a couple tickets here.
A 4-horse
I don't know
race.
what they mean.
What do they say? Tell me what they say to make sure we have the right tickets. Make sure Steve didn't screw you up.
Which is the first one, Steve? This one here is the first one. It says like there's a star 1 through 4, 6, 7 /2. We should get Steve on here. Yeah, over 2. 6 bets, $12. And then in the next one there's 4 bets, $8. $2 on the 1 and the 2, the 2 and the 2, the 4 and the 2, the 6 plus 2, like that.
Right.
Okay.
We got it right. Well, you could have actually bet another $2. You know.
At no point did Steve make a confused face or anything like that. Like he just, as you were talking, he was just nodding,
gambler, okay?
nodding up and down, writing it down. Like not only like he understood, but approved.
Even with the 2-horse. I have no information. All I got is the name of the horse, the jockey, and the post position. That's all I've got. And the trainer and, who his brother-in-law was. Like that.
The biggest names.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Because step on the race because it's only 2 minutes to post time for race 1 at Gulfstream.
Mm-hmm.
And you're rooting for the 6, by the way. If you want to know
Yes,
what
I
horse
am.
you want. Because you've got
we just had a committee meeting over here. The Jews explained to me that I'm rooting for the 6.
Right, because the 6 is 11-1. If he wins, it's going to be a decent double.
Apparently y'all grew up knowing how to do this at home, like Dad teaches you and everything. I see. It's right after dreidel class.
Well, how difficult is it for crying out loud?
Hey,
How
you know,
tough is
I
that?
don't look at this stuff. I don't know what to do over here.
At a minute to post time, I don't know why we're watching this aqueduct crap. It must be that the New York bias. Oh, now Tampa Bay Downs. They got 11 minutes to post. Here's the bugler. And they're not playing the audio. Oh, there we go. He put his lips up to it, but nothing happened.
You put your mouth around it
Probably
and
not
you
the
blow.
first time. Now, is this okay? It says, the teacher asks your students if they're Dolphin fans. All the hands go up except for one student. Okay, Bobby, what team are you a fan of? The Patriots. Why's that? Well, my parents are both Patriot fans, so I'm a Patriot fan, too. That's not a good answer, Bobby. If your parents were both morons, would you be a moron, too? No, that would make me a Dolphins fan. Nice going, Bobby. That's cute. I like that a little bit. Here's a poll idea from one of our fairly regular pollsters. Never buy discount or generic blank. Toilet paper,
That's good.
Q-tips, coffee, meat, marijuana, or soda. Generic or discount meat? Oh, my God. Well, it's from an old cow he was hanging around.
Yeah.
From an old hoss.
That's what Mom
Speaking
used to
of
buy.
hoss, what?
Mom used to buy the meat in the opaque wrapper. You open it up and it's green.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to say what
Yeah.
chain that was from, right?
Uh-huh.
We know what it was.
But it rhymes with Spixie.
Aided. So anyway, we're still looking at Tampa Bay Downs. I don't care about Tampa Bay. I don't want to hear about a screaming, crazy announcer. What we would like to do, they're just showing the horses as they're coming out.
Right.
Which means absolutely nothing. Or, if you look at them. Don't you love those people who are experts? They can look at an animal and see how it's feeling and the body language and the tail is in the air and it just dropped a big load on the track.
I am
forget
the
about
horse
that.
whisperer. I whispered to the horses.
Right. There's the 8. We got 2 more to see. Now, what's happening there by you? Because they're not showing me Gulfstream yet. They will.
I'm seeing it. They're whatever they call it when they're going into the stalls.
They're going in. They're already going into the gate?
They're going into the gate. Yes, that's what it means. That's what
Oh,
they're
no.
doing.
Okay, we've seen the 10 horse at Tampa now, you idiots at TRN. Take this down, and let's see Gulfstream. Now, like I said, there's no pressure on you because no matter which horse wins, you're alive. You know what that means?
Yes.
Which horse wins, you still got... There it is. There's Gulfstream. They're going in. They're really not going in. They're at the gate, but they're not going in the gate. They're acting...
By the way, this lady's loud. She has to be loud for this crowd.
Catalana, the next one.
Yeah. Shorty Puffs.
What is she hopping?
Followed by Shorty Puffs.
Shorty Puffs, Sweet Little Rose.
That's the one you want,
Puffs.
Sweet Little Rose with Ariel Smith.
That's when Shorty gets
Waiting
Shorty
for
Puffs.
Sweet Little Rose.
And Empress Carolina. Carolina, whatever. You say Carolina, I say Carolina. Okay, they're all
There
in
they
the
go.
gate.
They're off.
They're off.
Hey, I just said that.
Sweet Little Rose is going to the front.
All the way,
That
baby,
prospect
down the
on
road.
the inside is away well.
Nah, he's
Empress
all
Carolina broke third, then Shorty
one of those
Puffs.
that'll break
On the
quick and then
inside,
puke.
Diamonds in the Sky. And
Not
the trailer
the
is
2. We don't want the
Catalana
chalk
racing
here. We
7
definitely
lengths
want
off
the
the
2
lead.
instead of 2.
Hold
Your
that
double will be like
prospect on
$6.
top up the backstretch. Sweet Little Rose on the outside is running in second. Diamonds in the Sky comes up the rail. Empress Carolina right alongside of her. They're tracked by Shorty Pops in fifth. Catalana is last of all as they go to the half-mile pole. The quarter was in 22-2. Hold That Prospect on top by a length and a half, entering the far turn.
You don't want him.
Sweet Little Rose second, Empress Carolina to the outside, Diamonds in the Sky fourth, and under a ride at the rail. Shorty Pops has 3.5 to make up, and Catalana's been outrun so far.
The other ones are
Hold That Prospect gliding along up front here. Hold That Prospect comfortable on the lead by 2.5 lengths over Empress Carolina. To the outside, it's Shorty Pops. Then Sweet Little Rose and Diamonds in the Sky. Half and 45 flat. They're into the stretch. Hey, Barcoa and Hold That Prospect coming down to the 8th pole with a 5-length lead. Then Empress Carolina and Shorty Pops on the outside. But it's Hold That Prospect coming down to the wire, an easy winner.
That's
Hold
the
That
chalk,
Prospect
right?
wins it.
Right, that's correct. Well, you got a $4 double, so you got two twos. So if the double pays like about $8, you get 16 back. You only lose $2.
All right.
It's called minimizing your losing. You're starting to catch on how you bet now. I mean, it's just, you're just dabbling around a little bit.
That's right.
You're not making,
We've got a few more of these sessions to go. Look at that. I just learned what chalk means, even though I don't know where it came from.
That was the chalk. That's correct. 3-2 favorite. Chalk.
Mm-hmm.
The chalk eaters are people who keep betting the chalk and losing their ass. Like Lester Greenshirt. Hey, Lester, I hope you're dead by now.
He might be
here.
here.
Miss Ernie from Calder, man. Ernie was great. He was funny as hell. He's been dead a long time. He used to wear Argyle socks.
Should I get some for coming to the track?
Yeah, if you want to go to Hallandale, man, wear some Argyle socks and some lime green pants.
And some mall walkers.
And get a nice hat, too. Get a nice one of them fedoras.
You bet. Or I have a fedora, actually.
The Reverend Marcial Maciel is dead.
Who?
From Mexico City. I know how much you love the Mexicans.
Mm-hmm.
The Reverend Marcial Maciel, the Mexican founder of an ultra-conservative Catholic order who later became the highest-ranking priest sanctioned by the Vatican for sexual abuse, has died. He was 87, more than old enough. Members of the Legion of Christ said Maciel died Wednesday of natural causes in Houston, where he'd been living with other priests in a group home, in a group grove. In 87 years of life, Father Maciel dedicated his energies to fulfill the mission God entrusted to him to continue the evangelizing mission of the church, according to a statement from the order. He never met an altar boy he didn't like. Maciel founded the Legion of Christ in 1941 and saw it grow in influence with schools, seminaries, and thousands of lay followers in 22 countries. The group's traditionalist bent and a fierce loyalty to the papacy made him a favorite of Pope John Paul II. Critics charge that Vatican officials protected Maciel against a series of abuse allegations for decades. How unusual. What a novelty. In May 2006, a year after Joseph Ratzinger became Pope Benedict XVI, the Vatican punished Maciel after an internal investigation into allegations that he abused more than 20 and less than 100 victims, including seminarians and boys in his care. Maciel repeatedly denied the charges. Vatican officials didn't say Maciel committed the crimes he was accused of, but ordered him to refrain from public ministries and adopt a life of prayer and penitence. Put it away, Pops. They said his advanced age and frail health prevented him from being prosecuted under church law. He'll soon face divine justice, said Saul Baralos Ariano, a former seminarian and Mexico City resident who accused Maciel of abuse. He escaped down the easy road. He never had the humility to recognize that he was wrong. Maciel was born in 1920 in the town of Cotija, in the southern Mexican state of Michoacan.
If you do, you'll clean it up.
How do you say that? Michoacan. Michoacan? How do you say it?
I don't know.
You know how all those Mexican names are, like Oaxaca?
I know, they got lots of X's and Q's in the middle of words.
He was the nephew of Rafael Guizar y Valencia, the Archbishop of Veracruz, and leader of the Catholic resistance to the secular reformist governments produced by the Mexican Revolucion. His uncle, Jesus de Goyara Guizar, was the last commander-in-chief of the Cristero Army, an armed Catholic resistance group. I sometimes saw my mother with a rifle in her hands to defend us in case of an attack on the house, he told the Catholic news agency Zenith in an interview in 2003. Oh, they're off at Aqueduct.
Charing Cross, and Gold is Mine, and the trailer is Bomber D-Back in 7th. Here.
The sight of members of the Cristero Army hanged by government troops deepened his faith, he said. In my simple logic of a child, I would tell myself that they had given their lives for Christ. I, too, wanted to give my life for him. At 15, he began his studies for the priesthood at a clandestine seminary operated by Guizar y Valencia. Not long afterward, while praying, he felt a calling to create a group of priests who would travel the world without rest, transmitting the love of Jesus, according to his official biography. Maciel founded the Legion in Mexico City in 1941. In 1946, he traveled with his first group of followers in Spain, later meeting Pope Pius XII, who never met a Nazi he didn't like, and founding a seminary in Rome. The Legion founded prep schools around the world, including 2 dozen in the USA. They like those prep schools, baby. What's all that noise in there?
They're
watching the race.
Some other race. Yeah.
They're watching the race at Aqueduct and screaming.
That's right.
They just crossed the line.
Got a pretty hip crowd right here in front of me over here.
What?
They don't look lively, but just wait till the races get started, and then they all come to life.
The sense of persecution and secrecy that shook Maciel's youth could be seen in the organization he led. Legion members took a vow never to speak ill of him or their supporters or to report on any member who did. Joseph Barba, a Mexico City professor who said he was assaulted by Maciel in 1955, wrote a 2002 essay in which he described the Legion's secretive culture. If we'd been less innocent and docile, we might have understood the dark motive behind those rules of silence and isolation. Allegations of misconduct by Maciel date back to the 50s when he was suspended from the priesthood during a church investigation. He was eventually reinstated. He didn't do nothing. Just a few altar boys. New charges were leveled against him in 1976 with a Spanish priest and a Mexican priest giving detailed accounts of alleged abuse when they were teenage seminarians in Spain and Roma. Later, 8 men accused Maciel of sodomizing them when they were students under the priest's supervision from the mid-40s to early 60s. Some said they were as young as 10 years old when Maciel abused them. Church officials acknowledged receiving the allegations, but they languished in the Vatican bureaucracy for years. Defenders of Maciel said he was being targeted for attacks by opponents of his conservative ideology. According to Jason Berry, the author of Vows of Silence, a book about Maciel and pedophilia in the church, Maciel was charged in 1998 with absolving the sins of his victims in confession, a violation of church law with no statute of limitation. But in 1999, Ratzinger, then a cardinal and prefect of the Congregation for the Doctrine of the Faith, ordered the investigation closed that it did. 5 years later, with more people coming forward to claim they were abused by Maciel, Ratzinger ordered a new investigation opened, but now, too late, he's dead. Muerto. Mort. Mort Nussbaum, WBBF in Rochester. Remember the Mort Nussbaum show? Of course not. And Joe Dean.
No.
And Eddie Meath on WHEC. Now we're talking. Some old-time personality radio. Bad personalities and bad radio, but nevertheless. Now, another reason your double is going to be really embarrassingly small is because it's double numbers, like 2-2, because a lot of people bet like 1 and 1 and 5 and 5, you know, just for the hell of it.
Right. Steve was just telling me.
Did he tell you that?
In so many words, yeah. He actually wrote down what I'm going to get.
Now, have they posted the double possibilities up there on the tote board yet, or what?
Yes.
And what does it say? 2-2. How much is the 2-2? About $8?
$6.80.
Oh! So even if you win, you're going to get $13.60 back. But that's only a loss of $4.40.
I can swing it.
And last time you won $7 and some odd cent. All you did lose was $20 on that slot machine. I told you, stay away from the slots. I said, here comes the bunny and there goes your money. Stay away from those bad machines, man. See, I could have come in and I could have helped you out. I could have looked around and I could have spotted one and said, oh, this looks like a good machine, man.
You have like a divining rod?
Oh, yeah. I've got a divine rod.
Do you?
381 on the pool still only 8 say candy. You know, it makes me, I don't know, must be something really bad wrong with me. And a lot of people are saying, oh, yeah, we knew that, yeah.
It would explain a lot.
Yeah. Explain many things.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, we got the Jerks coming up at 2 today. Mad Dog at the Super Bowl. It's Super Bowl Sunday, baby, and then Super Tuesday on Tuesday. I like this pool. Thanks, Brandon, by the way, for bailing us out on this. I mean, you know, we're really running low with these Charlie B pools. My God. What's your favorite sandwich filling? What's your favorite bread? Paper or plastic? Charmin or White Cloud? You know, like that. Mm-hmm. Come on. Leave those to Footsie Tootsie, okay? Who's still doing his 85 pizza joints. And still, I'm sure, doesn't have the right one on there. You don't have our friend Jeff Ponytail on there. Probably because, jealous. Jealous, Tootsie. By the way, we sold those 100 yesterday like in 2 shakes of a lambtail, as opposed to some guys who can't sell anything because they haven't got any audience. Not fooling anybody, Tootsie.
The best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Friday, you bastards.
If you missed the Neil Rogers show yesterday on 610 WIOD, you missed this.
Is this the Bird?
Yeah.
Bird, how you doing?
Okay.
Listen, do me a favor, play anything, because I can't stand listening to you. You sound like a douchebag. Just do me a favor, play anything.
Well, can I ask you a question before you go?
Oh, God, you sound so stupid. I hate to talk to you. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, why did you call me? I didn't call you.
No, just to tell you not to say anything. Just play something. Oh, God, I can't stand it.
Well, then why are you listening?
Play something already!
Why won't you answer my...
I can't stand him!
You won't... See, he won't talk to me. Oh, we got a car here. Hello?
Okay, 130 your QM. Now, listen, here's the deal. The 2 in this second race is 1-9 already.
Uh-huh.
You know what that means? That's the lowest the odds can go on the tote board, 1-9.
Okay.
That means if you bet $2 to win, you'll get $2.10 back.
Wow.
Oh, now he's 1-5. That means you get $2.40 back. What a bargain.
Ooh.
And the 6 is the only one that looks like he's got any shot because he's 7. It's only a 4-horse race. You've only got to beat 3 horses, man, and you're going to lose $4.40.
Should I go place another bet?
Of course not. Well, what's the point of playing another bet? What are you going to do, bet on the 2 again? Or are you going to bet against yourself? Just be happy to lose $4.40, okay?
Okay.
Oh, look at this. Fort Pierce.
Go.
St. Lucie County Sheriff's investigators arrested a 30-year-old man Tuesday.
Excuse me.
What was that?
It's the announcer lady.
After finding about 40 crack cocaine rocks between his buttocks.
Rectum.
According to an arrest affidavit released Wednesday.
That's not where you keep them.
Chauncey L. Davis faces a felony possession of cocaine with intent to sell within 1,000 feet of a church after investigators found the drugs with the help of a dog. Investigators noticed Davis, who had an open container, was urinating in public like Billy Carter, while some others loitering at an address in the 400 block of North 11th Street in Fort Pierce. The dog alerted... Shut up, honey! The dog alerted Davis' buttocks, and sheriff's officials asked Davis, listed as a transient, to lean over. The defendant leaned over. I noticed a white unknown object, the affidavit said. I reached between his buttocks and recovered a crazy glue tube with approximately 41 crack cocaine rocks. He had a crazy glue up his ass with 41 crack cocaine rocks. All right. I'm glad they pulled those rocks off. And somebody sends this from Ed in Fort Lauderdale. This will help. 1-5 still on the deuce in this second race. How many minutes till post time? 2. No, 11?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. There's so much time between races. But anyway, don't forget the Big Don Handicap at Gulfstream tomorrow. Be there or be square. And go play the slots. Play Wheel of Torture. What does betting the chalk or something along those lines mean? Someone said it had something to do with betting the favorites, but why chalk? It says here, and then here's the answer. Chalk when a horse... What?
I said really good.
Chalk, when a horse is the favorite and has the most money bet on, is the horse that's termed the chalk. Interesting, the term comes from the pre-computer era of the bookie. When a bookie recorded bets on a blackboard, the odds would change over and over as more and more people bet on the favorite. The horse became known as the chalk because the horse's name would disappear in chalk dust as the bookie constantly erased and lowered the horse's odds.
Wow.
Well, hey, we learned something today, man. What a useful show. What an educational freaking show, baby. And the 2 is 1-5. Can't lose.
I shouldn't go bet the 6.
No, don't bet against yourself. What do you want to do that for? How much are you going to bet on the 6?
I don't know. A couple bucks, 4, 5.
If you bet $5 to win on the 6, you'll get 20. Let's see, 9. Let's say it pays $9.80. So you get $25 back. You win 20, which would cover how much? That would have made you bet the 18, 23, $23. You still wind up losing because you're going to lose the money you bet on the double already.
Okay.
But if you want to do that, I mean, it's not stupid. But then if the 2 wins, then instead of losing $4.40, you're going to lose $9.40.
Okay.
Which means for the day you're going to lose
about 30, man.
You really want to do that?
I'll sit tight. Yeah, I got paid to be here.
Now, who told you that? Did Steve suggest that to you?
No. Absolutely
and now he's down to 3-1. The 6 is taking late money.
I'm just sitting here looking at the board.
He's just itching to gamble, that's all.
That's it?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely got the fever. He's got the fever. 9 minutes till post time, by the way. The 6 is 3-1, which means if you bet $5 to win on it, you're going to get back 20. And you're going to bet 23. If the 2 wins, you get back only 13.60 and lose 23. It's a losing proposition, don't you understand?
Okay.
We got 2 horses that are going to win as heavy chalk, it would appear.
I'll just sit here and drink my free beer.
Drink your free beer and enjoy life, okay? Look around at the scenery, look at all the old ladies with their droopy boobies and, you know.
A tall, tan woman keeps walking by.
Under 100?
Oh, yeah.
I was at Woodbine. What the hell was it? Was it last night? Yeah, I won $200. And I went to cash a ticket at the window. You know how you get the tickets out of the machine?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And I went to cash, and as I walking back, there was I guess it was a quarter machine. It looked really nifty to me. I thought, well, I'll give it a try. I'll put in a 20 or whatever. And I sat down there, and this young, not at all good-looking guy sits at the chair next to me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that would have been one thing if he was playing the machine next to me, but he wasn't doing it. He sat down there, and he looked at me and said, hi. And I said, hi, and I proceeded to play. And he just sat there staring at my machine while I was playing there, and I won. I got back $60 for my 20, to make a long story short, and I took the ticket out, and he got up and walked away.
Huh.
Now, what was that about?
I think he liked you.
Get out of here. He liked me. I didn't like him.
No, but he
gave me that look, and I said, I don't want to. Oh, look at that. The 2 is 2 to 5 now, and the 1 is taking money 9 to 2. Well, it's only a 4-horse race. Somebody's got to bet on something. Right?
I imagine.
Now, if late money goes on that 6, if he goes down to like a 2 to 1 or something, boy, you're screwed.
Okay.
Well, they have to run the race. The odds board doesn't determine who gets paid. It's who wins the race.
Right.
Here comes the bunny, and there goes your money. 7 minutes to post time, boy. Seems like a freaking eternity, doesn't it?
The tension.
Is there tension building? But at least, the odds are pretty good you're going to cash.
All right.
And that idiot that called, oh, what a terrible pick you gave George. I'm sitting here with stuff I printed out off the internet with the names of the entries, the jockeys and trainers, and the morning line odds.
How did he
And I'm watching the odds board.
That guy. How did he
How much less possible is it to... I mean, is this a way to bet horses or anything? Of course not.
No.
It's like picking one out of your...
rectum.
Ass. Germans are gaga over Barack Obama. He's got Japan pretty jazzed, too, along with Swillery Rodham Clinton. Russia's leaders, not so much. They prefer a Republican, as long as it's not Kremlin critic John McCain. And Mexico's president doesn't have much use for any of them. America's extraordinary presidential campaign has captivated politicians and ordinary people around the globe. With so much at stake in the race for the White House, the world is watching with an intensity that hasn't been seen since the Clinton era began in '92. After 8 grotesque years of President Bush, the latest mantra in U.S. politics, transformational change, is resonating across the rest of the planet, desperate for a fresh start. They feel there's a real chance to work with the U.S., said Julianne Smith, senior fellow at the Washington-based Center for Strategic and International Studies. America's image in the world is really on the line, she said. Non-Americans, she said, are looking for somebody who can restore faith in the U.S. Obama, perhaps not surprisingly, is generating the most buzz abroad. Der Schwarzer Kennedy, some German admirers are calling him, the Black JFK. Der Schwarzer Kennedy. How do you like that? See, they say Schwartz.
Yep.
He's young, charming, and sexy, the mass circulation newspaper Bild gushed. Obama's now the ideal projection screen for hopes and expectations in Europe and the U.S. alike, said Chris Hack, a professor at the University of Bonn. I like him, I like his ideas, his attitude, his appearance. I prefer him to Swillery, who's more artificial, said Eva Berto, a Rome doctor who thinks Obama would bring a new approach to the crisis in Iraq and a nuclear standoff with Iran. I noticed your president said nuclear again the other night in the State of the Union. Everybody was like that, you know.
Biggest names.
The
5 minutes to post time.
Neil Rogers.
Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
Hey, you bastard.
Okay, 1:43, and I see some horses' asses out there.
Yeah, here, sorry, talking
to
a fan. Talking to a fan that was just listening to us.
Yeah.
Talking about back wheeling the 5, but the 5 was scratched, and I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about.
Which you
I
don't.
had it faked. No, I don't.
You could bet a 6-2 exacta, which I see is $17.
Okay.
You've only got a minute to post. Now, where are the horses actually? Because this angle they're showing this picture here on is just. Oh, there they are.
They're on the opposite side from where
then
we're
you got Steve right there. Can you go make another bet for you?
Yeah.
Bet a $4 6-2 exacta.
He's on his way.
You gave him $4?
Yeah.
So now you got how much invested here? You got like $100 invested, and maybe you get back $13.60. No, you got $22 invested.
No problem.
$22 invested, and if it comes 6-2, that's going to pay you about $35.
Sweet.
So you can make $13. Wouldn't that be nice, huh? As Brian Wilson would say.
That would almost pay for the gas.
Thank you again, Mr. President, for those great gas prices and that worthless American dollar that most people around the world wouldn't wipe their ass with, or yours either, Mr. Presidente, Mr. Butcher. There's only 4 horses, and they're all in the gate, and they are off.
Mm-hmm.
Even start there, I like that. Although 6 looked like he, bolted a little bit there at the start, just slightly. Bolted, bobbled, hobbled.
Peachy Kiss along the rail, and they're racing up the chute that way with
Imelda
O, the early leader. Imelda O has the advantage, a half length over Lady Buyer. On the far outside, it is Emma's Candy in third. Then comes Peachy Kiss, who will sit off the pace, racing 2.5 lengths.
Peachy Kiss my ass.
The long shot who leads them up the backstretch through an easy quarter in 25
and 2, my God. 25 and 1.
A half length
Are
on
you
top of
schmitting
Lady
me? I
Buyer.
could run
To the
that
outside, it's Emma's Candy.
There goes the 1.
Peachy Kiss is last and has been taken to the far outside.
There goes the 1. Oh,
with
boy,
an
I
early
think you're
move
screwed, man.
outside of Imelda O to battle for the lead.
The 2 isn't
now
going
Imelda
anywhere.
O in front. Peachy Kiss moves up alongside.
Got a death
really
roll.
picked it up here. A half
Come
mile
on,
with
Cornelia,
48 and 2.
Let's go.
And now Peachy Kiss
Now
is taking the lead.
Move, but the 2's
Then
got to
it's
get in the
Imelda O
race.
running in second position. Just off of them is Emma's Candy, and Lady Buyer is down on the rail, still waiting. 2 lengths off the lead.
Waiting for
Midway
what?
on the
Sukkot?
far
I
turn.
didn't know horses celebrated
Imelda O
Sukkot.
by a neck.
This is the worst
Peachy
race
Kiss
I've ever seen in my
alongside
life.
second.
And the 2
outside
is
trip
another
for
race.
Emma's Candy.
The 2 is
Lady Buyer is last, and now
Gasping,
comes to the whip.
Here it
comes. Look at that.
Oh, ye of little faith. The stretch. Imelda O still the one to beat. Lady Buyer is closing through on the rail. Then it's Peachy Kiss on the outside.
Well,
and Emma's Candy is fourth. Lady Buyer skims the rail and takes the lead late. Imelda O running with her to the finish, but Lady Buyer prevails.
Well,
then Imelda O.
See, why did you have to bet that extra $4? Well, it was a good,
whatever.
It was a good shot.
Here's all my tickets, Steve. You'll sort
6
them
ran
out.
dead last. So you got a $4 double. How do you like that? I give you 2 more winners.
Great. See, maybe that guy will call up and give you some
Yeah, it's
a hard
pretty
time.
tough.
I just gave Steve all my tickets. Just sort through there. Cash
he's
anything
got a $4
that looks
double.
like it. Big deal. Whatever.
So there you go. You get back 1360, and don't say I never gave you any wieners, okay?
All right, I won't.
Well, this has been okay. Not sensational. It's been all right.
What? It's a thing to do, you know.
Something to do. That's right. Like
right.
going to Woodbine.
Exactly.
I just looked out the window, man. It is so freaking nasty here. You just wouldn't believe it. One of those days, I'm just going to make some of my low-carb pasta and slice up some wieners in the low-carb sauce and just sit back and pig out.
There you go.
Oh, speaking of that, how's that poll coming? I don't know. Makes me sick.
The pig poll?
What's a food you absolutely can't be without? Couldn't live without it. 413 vote. Beef or steak, 115. They liked their meat. Bread, 59. Now see that just leaves me. What's the big sickness with bread?
Oh,
what is the great taste of bread?
It's great with freshly baked soft bread.
Yeah,
you
and bread you got to put like butter on it.
And you pull. Oh, you don't have to, but you just pull the soft guts out of it, and then like you shove your face in it and smell it. And
Pizza 50. Now I can understand that. I can't remember the last time I had good pizza.
All for me.
Because they sure don't have any here.
Yesterday.
Well, that's right. Pizza Loft was there yesterday. Well, I can remember those days. Pasta 38, seafood 37, fruits 30, chicken 28, vegetables 19. Oh, they're just doing this to make me feel bad about life. Vegetables 19, ice cream 16. You walk up to a table and there's a big bowl of Ben & Jerry's fish food.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and kind of like soft, room temperature. Nice, oh my God, just ready to like devour. And right next to it is a bunch of broccoli and asparagus. This crowd likes the vegetables, baby.
Sure.
You have the fish food, Neil. We'll take the broccoli, baby. And
maybe
I like broccoli.
Old people.
I'm not like
maybe
you.
Those are the old people voting for that, maybe. They want to stay
Vegetables
regular.
19, ice cream 16, bacon 12, and candy still only 8. Only 8 for candy. Oh, my God. Here's the stretch run of the 4th race at Aquila.
Now, it's Little Bell now to take the lead.
Little Bell, she's got
Serious
a
Val is second.
nice
For the
sloppy
back,
track. I love the
Astoria
slop.
and Najaran Star. Little Bell in front by 2 lengths. Serious Val battles on at the rail, but it's Little Bell.
Little Bell.
In front by 3 as they come.
Little Joe Bell just won the 4th. We'd have probably plunged our guts on him. I wonder what the price was. I can tell you in a second. 2 years 4th race, well, even money. See, more chalk. I knew it was going to be Chalk Friday. I had a feeling. What? All the chalk, all the time. Now, don't you feel now, did Steve go cash your ticket?
Yeah, he did.
He did?
He did.
And you got $13.60 back.
Right. He's a good guy.
Nothing but cashing, man. Straight to the window.
Right.
A real degenerate. Soon they won't recognize. You won't know the difference between you and Eddie K.
I got a little bit more hair right now.
Yeah.
For now.
Same shade of gray, though, as Eddie K. Well, a little bit darker. I don't know, last time I saw Eddie was about 80 years ago.
I'm at the same height.
Microsoft Corp is making an unsolicited $44.6 billion offer for Yahoo Inc. Oh, I got to play that. I played it the other day, though. It was something about North Carolina. Nothing could be finer than a bunch of guys from North Carolina. Just ask Jolly Joe. He'll tell you. I'll play it.
It's taking a long time.
If I ever find it. Just a moment. One moment, please. Boy, there's a lot of these dice right there. Here's one.
Yahoo! Oh!
$44.6 billion offer for Yahoo Inc., the Internet icon, one of the best-known web portals, in a move to boost its competitive edge against Google Inc. I saw a biography of those two guys that invented Google. They are just too smart to be... I just can't believe it, that there are people that smart. Geniuses.
Yeah, too bad it ain't us.
The unexpected... Oh, that's right. We're going to need a gig pretty soon here. Hey, Norma can't, and Norma won't, and Norma don't. That's the bottom line for that. Norma, you're just you're going to kill me. Because misery loves company. Or we can start a fag newspaper, me and Norma.
You can write the editorials.
The unexpected announcement today comes as Yahoo and Microsoft have fallen behind Google in the race to capture online ad dollars. The deal could also give lift to the entire technology market. The announcement sent Yahoo's share price up sharply in pre-market trading while Google's stock price fell. In a letter to Yahoo's board of directors, Microsoft chief executive Steve Ballmer said the company will bid $31 a share, representing a 62-cent premium to Yahoo's closing stock price yesterday. Since reaching a 52-week high of 34.08 in October, Yahoo shares have fallen 46%. Yahoo climbed to $10.27 to $29.45 in pre-market trading. Wow. How come nobody told me about that? Forget about tips at the track. Let's get a tip on that stock market. And you just plunge your guts because this stuff comes back so fast. Yeah, right. That's what they all tell you. The stock.
Right.
Oh, it comes back so fast.
Oh, yeah.
While you're losing your ass.
Back.
Do I have time for the Paul Krugman article here or not? Let me see what exactly time it is. It's 1:51 something. Maybe I do, and maybe I don't. Yeah, I do. Or not. Paul Krugman says the Edwards effect. So John Edwards has dropped out of the race for the presidency. By normal political standards, his campaign fell short. But Mr. Edwards, far more than usual in modern politics, ran a campaign based on ideas, and even as his personal quest for the White House faltered, his ideas triumphed. Both candidates left standing are to a large extent running on the platform that Edwards built. To understand the effect of Edwards, you have to think about what might have been. At the beginning of 2007, it seemed likely that the Democratic nominee would run a cautious campaign without strong, distinctive policy ideas. That, after all, is what John Kerry did in 2004. If 2008 is different, it'll be largely thanks to Edwards. He made a habit of introducing bold policy proposals, and they were met with such enthusiasm among Democrats that his rivals were more or less forced to follow suit. It's hard, in particular, to overstate the importance of Edwards' health care plan introduced in February. Before the Edwards plan was unveiled, advocates of universal health care had difficulty gaining traction, in part because they were divided over how to get there. Some advocated a single-payer system, a.k.a. Medicare for all, but this was dismissed as politically infeasible. Some advocated reform based on private insurers, but single-payer advocates, aware of the vast inefficiency of the private insurance system, recoiled at the prospect. The working-class voters Mr. Edwards attracted have tended to favor Mrs. Clinton over Obama. Furthermore, to the extent this remains a campaign of ideas, it remains true on the key issue of health care. The Clinton plan is more or less identical to the Edwards plan. The Obama plan, which doesn't actually achieve universal coverage, is considerably weaker. One thing is clear, however. Whichever candidate does get the nomination, his or her chance of victory will rest largely on the ideas that Mr. Edwards brought to the campaign. If Democrats manage to get the focus on their substantive differences with the Republicans, polls on the issue suggest they'll have a big advantage, and they'll have Mr. Edwards to thank.
The biggest names.
And it's the best talent.
This is Neil Rogers.
Sports Radio 560 QAM.
The sports leader.
It stinks in Miami town at 560 WQAM.
Breaking sport hole news. We interrupt this program you want to hear for something that only a few sycophant sport holes in management are interested in. Dolphin coach Cameron Swayze is holding a press conference now in progress.
We'll just have to work harder and give it 100%. I'll take questions.
I got a question. You know you stink. Why do you always answer the same way? Ow! What'd you do that for?
I didn't like that question.
Ow!
Now rephrase it.
Hey, what are you doing here?
I'm with Kent State Security now, you moron.
Ow!
Now go ahead and ask your question.
Okay. Why are all sport holes dumber than dog do? Ow! That hurts, Mo.
I didn't like that question either.
Ow!
What's that book you're holding?
Ow!
Let me see that. Sport Hole Guide to Fantasy Dating. I'll take this.
That's mine! Ow!
Not anymore, it ain't.
Ow!
Now scram.
Ow! 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 Stop it! No! Ow! Ow! Don't tase me, Mo!
Yeah, Yeah, maybe you're right. Put it there, chum.
I got your taser now.
Now see here.
How do you like it?
Give that taser back. My heart, my heart.
Britney Spears, she was rushed to the hospital overnight.
Custody of Britney Spears' 2 children will remain with their father, Kevin Federline.
The police under the influence of an unknown substance.
And now, a Britney Spears insanity update.
Stop! Bye, bye, bye!
The biggest names, the best talent. And your home for Miami Dolphins football.
Oh, my God.
Sports Radio 560 WQAM. Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
All the ice cream the man could eat. We ought to send him like a tub of ice cream. And by the way,
and that's when